Hello everyone, how are you doing? And welcome to another Sovereign Citizen Sunday. How's everyone doing? Hoping your long weekend is going great. Today we're going to be looking at all sorts of fun Sov-Cit stuff, some not so fun, but you know how it is. Let's see what we're going to start out with, shall we? But this one, Courtroom one to start us off with. Hello, YouTube. If you could do me a favor and like the stream, it would be much appreciated. We're also working our way towards the next costume month, so donations towards that are always appreciated. And I think that's it. Cool beans. Thanks, Phoenix. And Trey. Halloween Town, thanks for a 10 stream streak, says I don't even have a joke or a math question prepared today. Will Kale with a 10 stream streak says more video of Smashy of the car windows. Amber Pretzels, thanks for 26 months, and that catches us up.
My overstanding,
Oh good, we're starting off with an overstanding. That's a good sign.
license if I'm...
Breaches and Hose, thanks for a 7 stream streak, says, hey Hannah, been watching since before Facecam. Great to see how far you've come, just past 2.5 years on estrogen myself. Oh nice, hell yeah. Reddit Cuttlefish says, with a 10 stream streak, good day, waves tentacles. Hydrate, I can do that as well.
in commerce. I was I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my overstanding, I don't...
Do I know who Rakita Law is? Yeah, they're like a lawyer, but they're also a chud, I think.
need a license to do that.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we are
I love it when they use the terminology back at him.
not going to get into that.
He just got arrested for coke. That's a shame. Yeah, Casfell actually messaged me. I gotta message them back about the Doctor Who episodes.
Let me try that again.
Hey,
Good morning. 14B
Klein.
District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hillary Braley presiding. Okay, and I need you unmuted at the jail. There we go. Can I have your name, please?
Oh, I should verbally say that too. My Terrence Howard Joe Rogan thing got taken down on YouTube. I did file a dispute over that. Meanwhile, it is still up on Twitch, so if you want to see the VOD of that, you can look at it on my videos page on Twitch.
For the record, my name is Thomas Stiver II. I'm the natural person, I'm the living man. How we doing today, Miss Braley?
You're not the living man. The living man has a big bushy beard. I remember him. Did I pull this? Let's see. I didn't. Thank you for reminding me, actually. I didn't.
We are...
When's the next Hannah Cast crossover episode? Wednesday, actually. We actually discussed this. Our plan is Wednesday the 29th to do a crossover stream. Me and Cassifel, so that'll be fun.
upright, if nothing else.
Great.
So, okay. And you said your name is Thomas Styron.
The second,
The second.
and then I'm the natural person, the living man.
It was claimed as a copyright thing. I disputed it as a fair use thing. We'll see what they do.
Did hear that, yes. Thank you. You.
I don't think they
And
jumped on
sample
Professor
hold.
Dave.
Did you?
Mine was
Yeah,
a
thank
live
you.
stream,
Okay.
which might be why.
So today is the date and time set for an arraignment. This matter.
Oh, hell yeah, Harold Ebleman. Well, that's annoying audio.
But I have a whole lot of major defender in this.
I am not. I'm representing myself.
Give me just a moment, please.
Wants to be pro se. Always a good sign.
Okay, thank you for your patience there. We had a little bit of a kerfuffle.
No
So
problem.
recalling case number 19S00472. That is the state of Michigan versus Thomas Ulrich Styron the second, you said. And also calling 24W001025. That is the township of Ypsilanti, also versus Thomas Ulrich Styron. So state your name for the record.
That's a city in Michigan that has a big building that looks like a cock.
So, for the record, my name is Thomas Styron II. It's not the name you
It's called the Brick Dick.
have attached to this case is not me. I believe that's a
There's a painting of it over here in this room. Not a joke.
state created entity, Your Honor. And I'm not, me being a living person, I don't, my name is in proper punctuation. I don't have a all caps name, nor
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
cut you off right there. Okay.
I
So-
don't have no, sorry, I don't have no contracts with the state of Michigan at all, period. And so I was wondering about personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction in regards to this.
Okay.
Well, he's going down the script. He's doing pretty good at memorizing the bullet points. He's not really pausing on any of them. He's just kind of blowing through them, but he remembered them, which is better than some soft sits, so that's good, I guess.
And you can continue to wonder about those at the moment.
I like her.
What I am doing, you have a show cause hearing on the matter ending in 472, which is the retail fraud charge. I'm showing a balance of $210.
How can you tell your name is in all caps when it's being spoken? Because it said, like, Hannah Reloaded! John Phillips!
that? And then what you're being arraigned on, that is what I am here to explain the charge against you, is a citation issued on April 2nd, 2024 at 9:24 in the evening. That charges that you operated a motor vehicle on North Ford Boulevard at or near Russell Street with no license on your person. Do you comprehend the charge against you?
Oh, good! She picked up on it! I love when they do that and realize they don't want to say understand, so they use comprehend. Good, good. That should become general practice. Of course, then the sovereign citizens will start saying comprehend has some magical meaning, but, you know, if you're on a treadmill, you better run.
I do not. I don't even own a license. I canceled my license years ago.
Stop admitting to the crime before the trial.
Okay. So what you are being charged with is operating a motor vehicle without having a license.
She's trying not to laugh because he just outed himself.
On your person. So I'm not asking if you agree with this. I'm not asking if you have a license. I'm asking if you understand the words coming out of my mouth as far as what this charge is.
The charge is accused me of not
having
having a driver's license on my person, correct?
Mosslaw, thanks for 6 months, says be gay, do crimes. I do my
Correct.
best.
Well, from my understanding, I need a driver's license if I'm in commerce. I was traveling home.
Okay.
I wasn't doing business at all. And also from my understanding, I don't need a license to do that.
Incorrect.
And your overstanding is incorrect, sir. But we
She's excellent. Do we have more of her? She's good.
are not going to get into that for now. You are saying that you have understood the words as far as not having a license on your person.
He's gonna correct and say overstand.
It is a misdemeanor.
Oh, he didn't! I'm surprised. I thought he was gonna say objection. I overstand, Your Honor. Bumble Homestead with the 5-stream streak says, I love when the judges know the game. Same.
Charge with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both.
So this is under the assumption that you guys have personal jurisdiction and subject matter jurisdiction over me, right?
Why is she humoring him? I don't think she is. I think she's just like not mocking him. I think she's returning the same energy that he's giving. Sorry, I gotta adjust this dress. I think she's just being playful. She's not taking him seriously.
Yes.
So
At this time, the court is going to set a pre-trial date for you. That will be before.
She's illustrating the futility of his nonsense by utilizing his same words to show that regardless of how he tries to say this, he is still a party to this system, he is a defendant, and he will be treated as such.
Or Judge Washington.
ma'am, can we prove the jurisdiction first before we go ahead with setting a trial for that entity?
Have I ever thought of creating a Sovsit card game? Sounds like it would be a fun concept. I don't know the first thing about game design. Or producing art for said game. Or figuring out how to make it. Or what you need to make a game, or who to call. I'm the least qualified of all of those things. That's the difference between me and Chili. Chili will be like, I'm doing a Constitutional Scholar board game with none of that knowledge. And just think he's gonna do it. I know I'm useless. That's the difference between Chili and I. Jules Kurzler, thanks for 29 months, says, thank you for 29 months of great streams. Well, thanks for being a part of them. They wouldn't be half as great without all of you. So thank you.
Or a pre-trial for that entity? Yeah.
I hear you. And at this
Just use AI, what could go wrong? Yes, that falls squarely within my demographics green area, right? The people who watch me would love AI-generated board game cards. Last Night with the Devil, the board game.
point, you are appearing in front of the court. You have put your name on the record. And yes, we are setting a pre-trial date for you.
I did put my name on the
Honestly, I feel kind of bad for Rakita, because as much as, like, I don't like him and I think he's a douchebag and an asshole, I also think that, like, drug charges are really, really silly. So, that's kind of a shame, but I'm not gonna feel too bad about it, because again, he's kind of a piece of shit, so.
record, and my name that I put on the record is not the same name that you have attached to that case.
And
That's
you
fine.
can, provide documentation of such at your pre-trial date, which is going to be June 26th.
Italian Shakespeare, thanks for a 7 stream streak, says, you look nice and watching your streams helps me. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
So the documentation that I have published, recorded in with, excuse me, sorry. The documentation I have published and recorded on the record, on the state of Michigan record, that says what I just told you, that I'm not who you have, that I'm not the name you have attached to that case, that's, I need to bring that with me, is what you're saying? It being already recorded and on the state of Michigan records, not
So
good enough?
whatever documentation you have,
Mhm.
bring it with you to your pre-trial date.
Black
That
Saw
is what I am telling you,
Dictionary.
yes.
I hate Twitch times 2. What would you like me to look up in the Black Saw Dictionary?
So
And Nemesaur, thank you for, again, generously donating so many gift subs. Nemesaur gifting 20 tier 1 gift subs. Just an enormous amount. Thank you incredibly, incredibly much. Name? Okay.
and again, that court date.
Oh, it's also thunderstorming, so if for some reason the stream stops, it's probably because my power went out. I don't expect that to happen. We've not had power issues here with storms, but you never know, so just a warning.
June 26th. Okay, will be June 26th at 9 a.m. before Judge Washington. The court will enter a that you are standing mute to all charges at this time.
Standing mute.
So we're just assuming jurisdiction though, correct?
Yes.
That's a good answer. person, in general usage a human being, i.e. natural person, though by statute term may include a firm, labor organizations, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, trustees in bankruptcies, or receivers. National Labor Act. It's a citation. I don't know how to read that little symbol, sorry. There you go. People or under certain individuals or under certain contexts, legal entities.
How? Okay. From my understanding, that has to be proved before we even proceed with anything else.
Skibidi Biden. I hate that.
Am I wrong?
You are not correct. The court will also set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. Basically, you are...
He looks actually confused that this isn't working. Like, he's blinking a lot, like he's stressed out. Body language reading is bullshit, so I guess I shouldn't assume. But he looks like something's processing in his brain. He's blinking a lot.
Promising to show up for that June 24th court date.
Or maybe he's just upset. I don't know. He's got
at
feelings.
9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington, where you will have your pretrial. Okay, so at this point, your hearings are concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
So I need to be there under threat, duress, coercion of going to jail?
If that's how you choose to see your legal obligation, sure.
Your hearing is concluded, sir. You may stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
Hey everybody, this is American Court.
I'm assuming that didn't go the way he wanted it to. I do have an update from that same gentleman. He appeared shortly after this in Judge Simpson's courtroom, and I don't think that went very well for him. Let me pull that up. We know Judge Simpson, not big on dealing with the sob sits.
Will not talk to me in that fashion.
In what fashion?
Case People versus Thomas Styron. Here we go.
Assistant Public Defender Otatella on behalf of Mr. Styron, who stands to my left.
Well, this is actually the second time he was in front of him. Let me show you the first time.
Except it's not because we're not on YouTube. Okay. Patience, there we go.
No, I'm sorry. That was the second. We had seen the first one previously. I think we're good here.
Let's talk to the judge about that. Right.
We've been through this. Seems to be some confusion.
What's the confusion?
I've stated multiple times on the record that I wish to represent myself.
Well, I thought we got rid of that issue the last.
Yeah, I thought so too. I spoke to this gentleman right here and expressed my wish to represent myself as well.
All right. Well, if he doesn't want you, I mean, we'll figure that out in a moment. So, Mr. Styron, we're going to go through this again. What do we want to do in this case? You understand what you're charged with, sir?
Do sovereign citizens when in jail and prison meet up and just sit around and talk about how they tried steps that didn't work? I don't know. They might sit around and talk about how corrupt the system is and how it fucked them over, even though they were definitely right by the letter of the law. They weren't, but they perceive it that way.
So, I understand what the charges are against me, yeah.
Okay, look, you're going to have to give me straightforward answers to my questions because I've got to make sure that you understand certain things. I got to do certain things here.
From my understanding,
You understand, first of all, that if you do indeed direct, you want to smile about it and laugh about it, take him back. We'll call him out later.
See, this scares me about court, because, like, I laugh or smile when I'm nervous or anxious, socially or otherwise. It's just a coping mechanism. It's joking and, like, I get nervous, like, you know, like a trauma response. So that scares me a little bit, but ideally I also wouldn't have been fucking with the judge multiple times prior to this, so who knows?
Take it back. You keep laughing. You laugh one more time, that's 30 days. Go contempt. Look it up. What? She's got another case. Told me she was done.
Hopefully I'll never have a reason to be in front of a judge again. The last time was for a name change, and it went fine.
Oh, there.
I just mean, hopefully I'll never have a reason to be in front of a judge criminally or civilly or anything.
Courthouse case of the people versus tyrants. Recall. State your name.
My name is Thomas Styron. Living man.
Mr. Styron, you are before the court. You have elected to represent yourself. I do have to advise you that you have 3 counts against you. The first count is that of fleeing and eluding 3rd degree under the motor vehicle code. Do you understand the
When you're
nature?
nervous, you talk too fast. When I'm nervous, I tell bad jokes. I'm always nervous.
Of that charge, sir?
This is under the assumption that you're compelling me to identify as Thomas York Styron, the legal entity on this case.
M. Scheffler says, I
I
judge your costume witchy. Good, that's what I'm going for.
Believe that you are. Do you understand the nature of the charge, sir?
I don't understand how the name you have on the case and who I am, it's 2 different people.
I have a complaint, Thomas Styron II. Do you understand that that individual is charged with fleeing and eluding 3rd degree?
So,
Do you understand the nature of that charge? You just need to answer my question.
for the record,
Take him back, and when he decides he wants to cooperate, we'll bring him back, maybe. I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days. This one. Recalls case, people of the state of Michigan versus Thomas Styron II.
Infinite
Styron, you
jail
are before the
glitch.
court on a felony complaint that does allege count 1. And I'm going to presume, since you do not want to answer the court's questions, that you understand English and understand what I'm saying. You are before the court on 3 charges. Count 1 is the charge of fleeing and eluding.
These guys sit in jail and wonder why their magic words don't work? No, I don't think they do. I think they just think when it doesn't work, their immediate response is to blame the judge and say that that individual judge is corrupt. Look at Chili. Look at what Chili's doing with all of his jail phone calls. That's exactly what he's doing. He's pushing all of the culpability off of himself and onto her. It's not that he misbehaved. It's not that he broke the law. She is judicially irresponsible and should be removed from the bench, is what Chili says. Like, it's a complete lack, and this is going to depend on the individual, I know that, but I think broadly, the profile of someone who's into Sovsit stuff is someone who isn't super into self-reflection, and someone who isn't super into recognizing when things are their own fault, and when their problems are of their own making. They're looking for excuses. I don't know. I'm not saying they're doing it intentionally or maliciously, it just fits the profile I see. People who are looking to escape culpability for their actions, who find it difficult or just don't want to look at their own actions and recognize that they have consequences. So I don't think they'd sit there and wonder, what did I do wrong? I think their mind would first go to, the judge is wrong, the system is wrong, you know?
3rd degree. Under the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code, that is a felony punishable by up to 5 years incarceration or $1,000 fine plus court cost, and would require the Secretary of State to suspend your license for up to 1 year upon conviction. Count 2 is assaulting, resisting, and obstructing
Anxious old C, thanks for following.
a police officer. That is a felony or high court misdemeanor, punishable by up to 2 years incarceration and or a $2,000 fine plus court cost. Count 3 is a misdemeanor offense of operating with a license suspended,
The
denied,
appellate court's gonna do the same. It's a panel of judges. Is he gonna dox them all? He might.
and or revoked.
His judge also, or rather, Chili's lawyer is trying to introduce new evidence into the appellate process, which for those who don't know is not how that works typically. Usually it's not the job of the appellate court to determine, hey, what was the determination of the first court right? It's their job to determine if there were any defects with the case, if there were any issues that would make them have to throw out the trial because of procedural defects. But Chili's lawyer is trying to introduce new exhibits in appeal, which you don't do.
That is a misdemeanor as indicated, punishable by up to 93 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Your vehicle
I've got these people pegged. I wish it was me instead.
could be subject to immobilization. Since you refused previously to answer my acknowledgement as to whether you understand that, I will assume that you understand what you're charged with. You are also entitled to be represented by counsel at this and all subsequent proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney would be provided at public
Nice, Phoenix leftist. Glad you got a new place.
expense to represent you in this matter. You are entitled, as indicated, to be represented at this proceeding, all subsequent proceedings, including your preliminary examination, and if the matter were to proceed by trial, you would be entitled to counsel. It is, as we have gone through the previous proceedings, the court's understanding that you do not wish to be represented by counsel, and that this matter will then proceed forth with you representing yourself. I have to advise you
How do they
that
justify it when the court says understand? Because by their own logic, wouldn't it mean that the court is now under their authority? Or does that only flow one direction?
representing yourself, the court
Darkbeast says, you mentioned the living man earlier. We should revisit this classic where he makes animal noises and calls the American flag the Jolly Roger. Okay, after we do the DeCastro appeal thing, sure. That'd be fun.
will make the
I
presumption
like to revisit old ones every once in a while.
that you understand the Michigan court rules, those regarding both procedure and those regarding evidence. The court will not be providing any legal assistance to you during the course of those proceedings and will hold you to the same standards that I would hold an attorney representing or practicing before this court. So, with all of that, and with the court's understanding that you do not want to be represented by counsel, I will set this matter for its next proceeding.
You understand I'm the
That will-
beneficiary, not the trustee, right?
That will be the preliminary.
Big Dick Energy, thanks for 18 months as I found some footage of Chili's infamous memorial video I've never seen before. Watch for him saying hideous things to kids right off the top. Oh god. I don't know if I've done this one. Also, that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is gonna be Barnaby Jones.
And I'm telling the kids, the cops are your enemy. They'll watch you get killed in school.
I'm sorry, was Chili yelling at that 4-year-old that cops are gonna kill them? Don't yell at other people. First of all, don't yell at your kids. Second of all, don't yell at other people's kids. Third of all, don't yell at other people's kids that the cops are gonna murder them. What are you doing?
Your daughter will be safe in elementary school. Good thing we have cops to run into the buildings, right? Right, the cops go running in, don't they? Let's
Chili, we understand the issue with police misconduct and, police in Uvalde when they were, not going in and doing anything. We know yelling at these children and this mom are not going to solve this issue in any way, shape, or form. What are you doing? Don't yell at children.
celebrate cops that go running into elementary schools. When there's a
You know
shooting
when's an appropriate time to yell at a child? If they're about to run into traffic and you have to be like, hey, stop it. That's a time.
in the school, the cops go running right in there, right?
Anyway, back to him.
Preliminary examination. I will set the preliminary examination. Has discovery been provided to the defendant?
Your Honor, he was previously represented by the public defender. I don't know if they turned over the paperwork to him.
Does anybody from the public defender's office know whether or not the defendant has been provided discovery? Mr. Odatello. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, we have the discovery. I have not been able to share that discovery with Mr. Steyer, and I tried to speak with him and go over it, but I'd be happy to turn that over to him at first available.
All right, if you would either turn that over to the court officer so that they can provide that to Mr. Steyer so that he has some discovery, and if you could do that today, I would appreciate it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Setting the preliminary examination. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
The people would have their witnesses available June 11th. Set this matter for preliminary examination in person, June 11th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before me. Defendant, as he was leaving the courtroom the last time, the court did find the defendant in contempt, sentenced him to 30 days. Defendant will serve that sentence. The court will sign the judgment of sentence regarding the contempt.
I don't understand how that's possible. Like I said, I'm
So
the
first of
man.
all,
I'm
watch
gonna
your
share. You're
language.
treating me as if I'm the trustee, or I don't want to partake in any trust fraud or anything like that. Is this a cest trust matter?
Again, they think that the straw man fictional legal person, which they think is separate from themselves, they think it's a trust. So when he's saying he's being treated as the trustee, he's saying you're treating me as though I have formed joinder with this straw man, even though I have not. I don't associate with this legal fiction. I don't want to commit trust fraud. Basically, he's just, again, trying to say, I'm not the person you want. The person you want is my super secret straw man legal identity, which is not a thing.
Involved in this? Is my social security number attached to this at all? Go figure.
Mr. Styron, or whoever you wish to be addressed as, I'd suggest that you watch yourself because there's going to be more time coming. You keep it up. You will learn how to conduct yourself appropriately in these proceedings in this courtroom and before me. You will not in any manner whatsoever disrespect.
Have they gotten him, like, a evaluation? I think an evaluation might be due. Because, like, I'm not even saying this guy is necessarily mentally ill. We don't know. But he certainly needs to, at minimum, be sat down and explained, hey, you know why he's mad at you, right? It's because you keep pretending you're not the person on trial, and you are, regardless of what semantic game you're trying to play. I'm not saying it would work. I just think someone should probably tell him, because I don't think he gets what's going on, genuinely.
Trying to compel me to be somebody I'm not.
For this institution.
You have no evidence
It will not
to prove that
happen.
I'm who you say I am.
You will not talk to me in that fashion.
In what fashion? I'm not the one being unethical.
Oh, that's the wrong thing to say.
Very good. You'll serve the 30 days. We'll see. We'll see him on the 6th. Bond continued.
See what I mean? When I said earlier, they're going to blame everyone but themselves. He doesn't self-reflect and consider any of the things he is doing is wrong. The judge is corrupt for not having the same view of the law that this sovereign citizen defendant does. They are the stationary center of the universe, and they are right. And anyone that does not comply or share that worldview is corrupt. That is their view. Well,
Who wants to go?
I hope he gets some kind of evaluation, or at least has someone sit down and talk to him about what the heck's going on. So, next we have the most recent appearance and trial of Chili's lawyer. This is courtesy of our Nevada judges. Here is a link. They go in and get permission, they're doing this legally, to go ahead and film in the courtroom. So the updates we get from the courtroom are courtesy of our Nevada judges. So thanks to them for that and providing them to everyone for free. Appreciate it.
Page 16, State versus DeCastro versus State Nevada, C 381730.
Chili is not here, by the way. His lawyer shows up. I think I implied that, but I would just want to outright say his lawyer appears for this, whatever hearing this is. This is a hearing about, motions. I think it has to do with his appellate brief being over the number of pages it was supposed to be, and Chili's lawyer also filed a thing to let them go over that number.
Well, you already filed this brief.
Yes, all I was doing was motioning. When I do it in the Supreme Court and I go over the 30 pages, we have to file a contemporaneous request saying, could we have excess page number? So I did that.
What if they say no? Did
They-
they strike the last 10 pages?
They,
I'm gonna grant it.
but in Margaret
They always grant it, though. Okay, but, like, what if they don't? Just a thought.
Rudin, they actually said no, and I remember I had to cut back some, so yes, but that's the only time, and it was 120 pages.
How many did they allow you in that case?
I don't recall.
Jeez.
You did a 120-page brief when the limit for this one is like 20. I know the limits in that other jurisdiction might be different, but that sounds like an ungodly number of pages for a brief.
I don't recall, but
I'm assuming
You know, there's a reason it's called a brief, right? It's not called a long.
the state has no opposition.
No, I have no objection.
Okay, so it's granted, and the only thing that motion to admit, that stuff was all presented at the trial level, right?
no, part of it was, and I don't think the state has an objection to that part. I was concerned because the Supreme Court on Appeal said we have to make sure that the higher court, their court receives everything that was utilized below.
Hey,
So there
Changeling.
was a video, body cam video from the officer that the state admitted.
So again, he's trying to admit new evidence during the appeals process. Generally a no-no.
I did not know how to generate it so that this court would have it, and I was concerned the state could possibly say that I didn't do anything to get the evidence before the court. So I just motioned the court to say, hey, could we please make sure that that's included? I don't think the state has an objection as to the dash cam.
Anything he uses that was
How did
presented.
that legal thing with Irish Demon and the two or two others that talked about him on YouTube? I don't remember how Irish Demon's things turned out. I know Blue Bacon had issues, but was able to deal with it. I know Kate had issues, but was able to deal with it. Chili going to jail probably helped with whatever Irish Demon was dealing with, but I actually don't know. I'm not up to date on the Irish Demon stuff.
At that trial, I have no objection to. Obviously, the other exhibits that he puts in, that was not anything that was presented at trial. We would have an objection to those exhibits.
And there were some that I have just included. So when the court asked me that.
So the other side, the prosecution, the state, is of course objecting to the new evidence being put in this brief, because that's not how it's supposed to work.
Yes, there are exhibits that were not included in trial, they're not mentioned in trial, and so I am saying, could the court consider that? And so.
But court, have you considered
think
that it would help me tremendously, even though it's not how it's supposed to work?
maybe,
Oh, you weren't at the trial level.
I was
You
not.
weren't the attorney.
No, and we are raising ineffective assistance of counsel as well. So that would permit me to go outside of the record. I may be filing something because he is in custody, a separate writ. The issue was already raised, but I may just raise it as a writ so that I can then explore issues outside of the record. But I know that Mr. Chen objects to the exhibits that were not admitted, and there were a few that I requested.
You're gonna ask the court to consider.
Yes.
So it's a direct appeal and I guess post
Post-conviction.
conviction?
Yes.
Mr. Chen?
I don't know if procedurally it was absolutely correct, but at the end of the day, I'm allowing Mr. Orm to file what he wants to file in this appeal. So whether it's the direct appeal and treating it as a petition, if the court wants to construe it as a petition, that's totally fine with the state. We'll just respond to it on the merits.
And that probably will save some trees, because I was gonna, having heard some of the state's concerns, I thought about filing a separate writ, but if we can, I may refile it just with the form Because I'm concerned that on appeal, the Supreme Court, if there was an appeal, the Supreme Court could say this wasn't
Again, thinking they're gonna take Chili's case to the Supreme Court.
properly preserved, so I may do that, but it wouldn't slow anything down, because I'm not gonna raise anything that has not been raised already in the.
Okay, so it's granted, you can prepare the order on these. And I think July 10th, right? Did we ever hear it? Everyone's on track to meet that date.
Yes, sure. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
So July 10th. We'll see how that goes. So here's that old Living Man video. He's classic.
And as myself and speak for myself in myself. That I am not the trustee over the all caps name that you're operating on.
Well, you're here in court today because you were charged with some charges.
I'm here in court today because I am making a special visitation. This is not an appearance, only spirits appear. Living men, living persons make special visitation. That's why I'm here, to make sure that you guys don't tander my truthful, proper name.
First of all, turn your phone off in court. Holy shit. Second of all, I love the Living Man's voice. I love him. His voice is... It sounds like what you think the voice of a sovereign citizen should be, right? It's commanding. It's got kind of a theatrical quality almost, like he's putting on a show. I don't know. Like, he's still wrong, but at least he's wrong while being quite campy. I appreciate that.
Do you still live at 28 Flying Eagle in Manhattan?
That is a storage unit that I sleep in from time to time.
All right.
I live in myself in this body. I am the living man.
Oh my god, who has their phone on in court with all the little dings?
Mr. Falgate, you were here. You were seen by Mr. Cutts on 9/3/13. And you asked, at that time, he appointed you a public defender. Did you apply for the public defender?
What use have I for a voice of ruin?
There's the
They
phone
don't
again!
speak
That's your
fictitious
choice.
legalese to you. I speak natural living man's English to you. It's called common English. That's the only thing that I work in.
That's fine.
There will be no legalese used here.
Well, you were charged on the 31st of August of 2013 with obstructing a police officer in violation of 457302. You were also charged on the same date with resisting arrest in violation of 457301 of the Montana Code.
Those men were charged by me right back by staging an overthrow of the Constitution of 1789, an overthrow of the Bill of Rights, an overthrow of my rights to forage for food as a natural living person who was in Hungary.
Again, Uno reverse card, motherfuckers. Love him.
I was searching for something to put in my stomach, as I am recognized to be allowed to do by universal law. Has nothing to do with your corporate fiction.
Basically, if you've never seen me cover this guy before, this guy is like a classic sovereign citizen. You know, a lot of sovereign citizens I get mad at because they're pretty hypocritical, you know? They don't want to be bound by the rules of society, but also, like, they live in society. The Living Man, I don't know if he's still alive. Ironically, he may not be the Living Man anymore. But when he was around, he lived in the woods in a cabin and, like, hunted and fished and gathered for himself. So, like, on some level, I get it. At least he was trying to kind of live what he preached. He was trying to be on his own and live by his own. Unfortunately, he got in trouble for poaching and stuff because he was not legally hunting, you know? But whatever. He died in 2022. R.I.P. living man. You'll always be alive in my heart. Which is over here. Because that's anatomy. Not over here. Where my other heart is.
They violated everything, and furthermore, for your knowledge, they violated Judge Holly Brown's Title 26 United States Code ruling, which I went before her and prevailed on 21st March 2011. DPO 9-58A is the case number wherein she evidenced that I am not a taxpayer because I am not a federal citizen. Federal law trumps state law at every turn. I have 9 judge rulings to that end, and that trumps state law. I am not registered crap. I am the living man, and I have the right to forage for food when I'm hungry.
All right. But you're here on different charges.
That
This
is
is not
what
Holly
stands.
Brown's courtroom.
Ma'am, you can argue this all day long. You're operating on a corporate fiction.
I'm telling you, you're here on some charges which were filed in the report.
I do not
Number
understand
one.
those charges.
Number one, you keep interrupting me, and I'm gonna charge you with contempt, and you'll go to
Oh,
jail.
contempt of court is spelled C-O-double-N. I know about conning. That's navigation.
Sir?
Contempt is
That's navigation.
the storm.
I said, be
Don't
quiet
touch me.
until I get
Don't
through
touch
reading
me,
this
you
to
ain't a
you.
god. Don't
Officer?
you touch me. I am the living man protected by universal law.
You keep
Stand
talking,
down.
and you're going to be charged with contempt, and you're gonna go to jail.
You have already contempted this place.
No, I told
by
you
the
I
fraud
would if
you
you
are
didn't
trying to
quit
get done
talking.
here. These are the living witnesses to what you're trying to do.
Very
You
good.
are trying to create a fictitious fraudulent action. You are trying to bilk the Federal Reserve by
Sir?
securitizing in all caps.
Was he foraging as in looking in the bushes or looking through the bins like a raccoon? I think bushes, but I could be wrong. He's kind of based in a weird, funny meme way. Yeah. He's the kind of thing that's like a nuisance, but like I don't think he's actually probably hurting anyone. Like I think he's probably fine. But like I get it. You can't just like poach and stuff. I get why they continued to bring him in and whatever. I get it.
Commercialized
But I don't think he's some great danger to anyone. He was just kind of a odd guy, public nuisance. You get it.
and
Would you
notifying
remove
them
him from the
that
courtroom, officer?
they are standing in debt now. If you touch me, you will violate natural law. Do not come near me. I am
Then
protected
shush,
by the land.
shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living
He's just a public nuisance, I say, before like the one time he shouts like an insane person.
natural man, and my voice will be heard. That is the Jolly Roger. That thing you call the American flag with the gold fringe around it is the Jolly Roger, and you are acting as one of its privateers.
Okay, you're here on the charge of arrest.
I'm
resisting
here by
arrest.
special visitation.
Right. And you're
I've
here
never
on
let you get away with
obstructing
this,
a
but
police
I'm here.
officer. To each charge, could be up to a $500 fine, up to 6 months in jail.
I do not understand any charges. I only
I do not understand.
universal law and the right to live.
Well, you
To
pled
live
not
at peace
guilty.
and to live as I need to.
You pled not guilty in this
I
court.
never plead. Animals plead. Sound like bah, oink oink.
I'm-
You make a salient point, sir. Pigs do go oink oink.
paper with your signature on it, sir.
It says prime evidence standing right through it. You bring forward all natural forms of evidence that I'm not prime evidence. I am the living soil. The dirt, the water, and the air has its own voice, does it not? It all supports
Sir?
forms of life, does it not? I am a part of that life. I am not your corporate fiction.
Sir,
Do not danger me.
you're here today on an omnibus hearing. You've already pled not
I am
guilty.
here by special visitation to see to it that you do not tainter my natural living man's name.
Are you prepared
That's
to
why
tell
I'm
the
here.
court if you wish to go to trial on this matter?
This is a trial. Tell
No,
me it's
this
not.
isn't a trial.
Here's my
This is
jury
an
of my
omnibus
peers.
hearing, sir.
You cannot produce a jury of my peers because all juries are selected from a pool of registered voters, and the instant a person registers to vote, their natural ability as a peer to comprehend natural law has been dissolved and turned into fiction. There cannot be raised a jury of my peers. It cannot be done.
Excuse me for just a moment.
No way. Get back here and finish this. Hey,
I like this, and then he's like, "She left the courtroom. We win."
hey, get back here and finish this. The judge has left the courtroom. There you go.
Yeah.
There is nobody in this courtroom.
Yeah.
The judge has
Yeah.
walked out.
Judge, you walk down,
I
everybody up
said
and
no
out.
excuse.
Everybody up and out.
I'm not letting you
Up and out.
That's it.
Up and out, up and out. Follow the man.
Abandon the court.
He just drives away like he's fine. What a guy. What a guy. Alright, let's do Florida Man.
Say freedom, say free first.
We can maybe do another one of his another time. I don't want to just plow through his stuff. We, already did an old one.
Say freedom, say free first. Can you do that?
Sorry, let me... There.
Say freedom, say free first. Can you do that?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what free means. Me neither. Me neither. Me neither.
What is a freedom fighter?
Somebody like me that asks you to read me your Miranda rights. Can you do that? Pull your book out. Not to have it. It should say my rights, shouldn't it?
I just need your name and date of birth.
This guy gets busted for fleeing and suspended driver's license. His kids also got taken away by his wife, I think, because he's getting divorced.
I
think
just
that's mentioned later in the video.
need you to tell me my freedom.
Deputy tried to pull over a truck over for a traffic infraction, but the driver refused to stop until he reached his campsite. Refusing to stop when the police are trying to pull you over is a good way to turn a ticket into a felony. Don't do that. I'm gonna keep this playing just so you can see how long he, drives beyond when he should have pulled over.
Yeah, we're on drive well. Back down there, every single wide trailer. Yeah, it's kind of in between the two.
Dry part of Florida. See, that sounds awful to me. It's real damp and muggy in Florida, but the only thing that sounds worse, I think, is dry Florida.
There's actually two places. You're right there, one off the dice. And
If it's gonna be one of the extremes, I'd prefer it to be damp rather than dry. I'm a very dry person by nature, so I need a lot of stuff in my hair to keep it moist. I need lotion constantly.
I'm stopping you. Pull over.
God damn, he's really just not listening.
You are being stopped. Pull over now.
It's funny because it's not even like it's a high-speed chase. He's just kind of going at 30. You gonna bump him? Why? It's high speed on that road. Fair. Relative. And cops immediately gonna get out and be like, get on the ground, because the cop's gonna assume because the guy was trying to get home, he's gonna think the guy was going to get a weapon or something or backup. Cops are always gonna assume if you're not listening to them, it's because you're actively doing something to murder them. Now that's not necessarily right. I'm just telling you, it's basically how cops are trained, is anytime someone isn't listening to you, it's because they're trying to murder you. Yeah, see, he's already pointing the thing, yeah. Peeplord with 100 bits says, damn, Hannah, that's a lot of drying accessories. When you're out and about, do you keep all that in your flesh pockets? Goddamn flesh pockets.
Ain't no fucking room, bro.
Then you gotta put your leg.
Hey, I'm on Kenzie now if you wanna check dice.
Out of 1050.
Easy.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to put your leg in.
It's not even channel lore, it's just a gross phrase.
Bro.
Then you gotta put your leg in. I'm gonna have to close this door, bro.
You're something else, man.
Okay.
Alright. Yep. Okay.
Y'all are nasty. Y'all are nasty.
Alright. Dude.
Alright, man. So this is what I got, okay?
What you got, Playboy? Yeah, the Miranda.
Did you say what you got, Playboy? Does this guy listen to Chili? That's a very Chili thing to say.
What you got, Playboy? Yeah, the Miranda rights for me or not? Read it to me.
Okay.
Am I being detained right now? Then
Yes,
read
you
it
are
to
being
me. Then
detained.
read me my rights.
You have an unregistered motor vehicle. All
Read me my rights. Just do it for the camera. Is it on? Just read it.
I don't have nothing to read your rights. I'm not asking you questions other than your name.
You're
So what's your
awesome.
name?
Read me my rights. You already know who I am. Everybody already knows
I know
who
your
am.
name.
Read
Cody.
me my rights, bro. Read me rights.
Read me rights. It's the me underwears guy from The Room. M. Scheffler says flesh pockets are lore if we say they are flesh pockets. God damn it.
To me. What are my Miranda rights?
That's not how it works, man.
Almost on a hype train.
not how-
You made me say flesh pockets, so you should give me a hype train. I think that's fair.
In this country, it does.
You have a perception
Read
of how
it
it
to
works.
me.
It's not how it works.
You have a perception how your life works.
Okay, so I just need your name and date of birth. I'll cut you a ticket and we can be done with
my
this.
Miranda
If you don't know about the me undies guy, go watch The Room.
rights. Read them to me now. I told you. If you don't want to do
That's
it,
not
then
how
no. All right, fine. See ya.
What's the code phrase? A second plane has hit the femboy.
Bitch ass nigga. Pussy ass nigga.
Don't do that. You're white. What are you doing? Kifazoa, thanks for 37 months. Says, don't tell me what to do. And M. Scheffler with 50 bits says, flesh pocket train.
Read them to me.
Yeah, he sounds like he's maybe on something. 60% to level 1 in the hype train. He's from Florida. I'm not surprised he's, like, racist, if I'm being honest.
No, yes, sir. You good. The guy that's being a problem, he's detained right now. So the passenger undetained him. He was very cooperative. But the guy back here, he doesn't want to.
Steve with a Q says, flesh pockets is Hannah's ooh-woo. I'd rather say ooh-woo. It's cringe, but at least it's kind of cute. Flesh pockets is disgusting. Flower Sheep says, what about moist flesh pockets?
Give me his name or anything, so just waiting to see what you guys would like me
That should be the name of Cronenberg's autobiography. Moist flesh pockets.
to do. He kept going by probably about 3/4 of a mile to a mile. With my lights on, I was hitting my siren and everything. He didn't have a driver's license on him. Yep. Oh, hey, baby girl, it's cold out here, ain't it?
Captain Squid says, I feel a little sorry for the passenger here. There's not much you can do when you find out you're driving with a maniac. Yeah.
I ain't going to jail too. No, yeah. I don't have no reason to take you to jail, buddy. You just gotta understand that what I was.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm being brought to a strange place. I don't know. You could have easily pulled over. This could have been a ticket and we would have been done with it.
I agree.
Miranda rights are named after Ernesto Miranda. Yeah, based on a case law. H-Beard says, what are you gonna pick? Flesh pockets. M. Scheffler says, everyone board the moist flesh pocket train. 85% to level 1. My job is gross. You know, for hype trains, you could gift subs or bits and you don't have to make me say gross things. You could just do it to be nice. I'm joking. Do you?
No, possibly. I don't know yet.
I get it. I'm the product. Do what you gotta do.
I think Mr. Streeter represents the dad. Do I have that part correct? Yes, sir.
That his kids have been taken by the state. But I'm gonna tell you like this. This could have been
the whole thing with his kids getting taken by the state is so interesting. How many sovereign citizens get into this stuff through the CPS hate? Really interesting. Harold Elvelman with 45-bit says, the wet versus dry theory of Florida, Louisiana, and elsewhere, I guess, comes down to this. The more possibilities for movement, trade, etc. you have, the more open-minded your community tends to be. So our coastal parts lean way more left than our landlocked parts. Please note this is a subset of cool theory book I read in grad school about the Caribbean called The Repeating Island there. How's that? That might be a correlation-causation issue, too, because... how do I put this? Cities, areas with higher population density, tend to be based around areas with ample water, rivers, stuff like that to pull from. So that might also bend the statistic, and it might not be as much around water as... I mean, I guess that all wraps into it, though. You have more trade, going to be a bigger city. I guess we're basically saying the same thing. M. Scheffler says, well, now I just feel bad. It was selfish of me to make you say flesh pockets. Phoenix says, pizza bagels. There, is that better? It is. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime. Terradona says, more coins for the flesh pocket. 17% to level 2. I hate you all.
easily avoided. He stops, I give him a ticket, he goes on his way.
Still can be if you just, have a civil heart. And obviously,
right there, Captain.
Obviously, you want to be an officer.
I agree. I can do that.
You just passed me.
That's all.
Oh, there was a hydrate a while ago, too. I'll do both of them. Hydrate 1.
Rights, bruh. Can you do that?
Because that's not how it works in the state of
Because it's not in the state of set, nigga. I'm on the state. What the fuck you talking about?
Stop, sir. Please stop. Second hydrate.
I want to hear that. Read me my rights. Say it on camera. Read it to me. Give me my rights. Tell me it.
I'll need your name so I can give you a ticket.
Annie Kai says, pizza moist flesh pockets. Is that anything? It's something. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Thanks for anything other than making me say that. 41% to level 2.
Give me rights. I want you to pull it out, your book, and read me rights right now. Read it to me. Come on now, man. I ain't playing. Everybody knows me, man. I'm a freedom fighter. I am the guy that's doing it. Read me rights. Read it to me.
Yeah, he's gotta be drunk or something. That sucks. He needs help. Peep Lord says, oh, what's in my flesh pocket? Moths and a placenta omelet. Right on. God damn.
Man, what the fuck you think freedom means?
Oh, you gifted a sub to Flesh Pocket 69420. I didn't notice that. God damn it.
Say freedom. Say free first. Can you do that?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what free means. Me neither. Me neither. Me neither.
What is a freedom fighter?
Somebody like me that asks you to read me your Miranda rights. Can you do that? Pull your book out. Not to have it. It should say my rights, shouldn't it?
I just need your name and date of birth.
I just need you to tell me my freedom. Tell it to me. Pull it out.
I'm trying to let you go and give you your freedom.
You have to let me go, bro. I'm the fucking coolest guy on the planet.
You have to let me go. I'm the coolest guy on the planet. I'm thinking based on the shit you've said, you are far from the coolest guy on the planet. In fact, I think you're pretty fucking lame. Puka says, I won't make you say flesh pockets, Hannah. You're so funny. Minute left on the hype train. God fucking damn it.
Give my freedom. Oh, I ain't?
No, you're not.
Are you? Give me my Miranda rights. Say it.
Annie Kai, thanks for gifting a sub to Moist Flesh Pocket. 65% to level 2 with a minute left.
Say it to me. I want you to tell me my rights. You're obligated to do so, sir.
I am not obligated to do so.
Okay, so you don't know rights.
I'm not asking you any incriminating.
Why are you wearing that star? Huh?
I'm not asking you.
Why are you wearing that star?
All I'm asking you is that give me your
And
name
all
so
I'm
I can
asking
give you
for
a
is my
ticket.
Miranda. Tell me my rights. Tell me what they are. Because I'm an idiot. I don't know anything, right?
This is my legacy. Could be worse. 30 seconds on the hype train.
Dumb.
Are you gonna let it die, chat? You made me say it that many times and we die before level 2. Rude. Profane Priestess says, I don't know if it mentioned it here, but the hype train seems like a good excuse to say it again, even if I did. I'm having my blood work done Thursday. They should take a day or two to process, but once it's done, I'll be able to order my Spiro and estradiol. Next stop, craving salt. Stop after that, tits and nice skin. Let's go. Fuck yes. Congrats again on that. I'm very excited for you. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Annie Kai with 200 bits. I think that actually gets us over level 2, just barely. Oh wait, no. Nope, it did stop, I think. It was close. We were that close. Thank you for the hype train.
So I want you to
Mr.
tell me
Blast,
what
thank
my
you for
rights are.
500
Tell me.
bits. You didn't have to do that, but I
Can you
appreciate
do that?
it.
Do I have the right to what?
Thank you, everyone.
I'm still asking. Come on, brother. You can do it.
Whatever, man. Just sit tight there.
Oh, whatever, man.
Figure this out in a second.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Go on, bro. It's already recorded. Go on, bro.
MH Dark Beast with 50 bits and a link.
If I were to get mugged in the bathroom, depending on the time of the month, I have a real nasty weapon I could utilize. And it would be amazing. Imagine going to be like empty your pockets, and I'll be like, okay, let me just empty my flesh pocket real quick.
Every day we stray further from the light of God.
Yeah, it was using the commission of a crime. He ran from me.
Oh, I thought you just said he didn't commit a crime.
Well,
Do you think God too stays in heaven, for he fears what he has created?
That's why he didn't.
No. I said this could have been avoided by a civil infraction.
Okay, but you said he didn't commit a crime. That's why he didn't want to read his rights.
I said it could have been avoided by a civil infraction. He had the chance to give me his name so I can give him a civil infraction. I said I have not decided yet whether I'm going to charge him or not. More than likely, I am going to charge him. And then if I charge him, I will tow that truck because he ran from me.
You will read him his rights.
If I was a cop, if you use a racial slur and you're like a white person and using a racial slur against someone, you're immediately going to jail if I have the opportunity.
Listen, and I'm not trying to be...
Like, that's the rules.
I didn't even know
All he was asking was, if you'll read me my rights, I'll give you the information you want. He wouldn't read his rights.
We'll read.
So I was just trying to help him out.
Can I talk to you up here, sir?
I know.
Thank you.
That's it.
You don't have to go say you're under arrest.
I know. I don't
Everything
have
out
to
of your
say right,
pockets.
because you're going to beat me up anyways.
Everything out of your pockets, please, sir. Hey.
And he does get arrested.
Let's go. Come on now. You see how it's going to work out for you. Y'all don't do this again now. I ain't playing this game again. Y'all know better. Easy, you're speeding, guy.
You're speeding.
So where you come from, man? Guatemala or some shit?
Oh, he's like legit fucking super racist. Great. He was charged with fleeing, resisting, and driving with a suspended license. He was transported to Taylor County Jail. This is the sovereign citizen I think I feel the least bad for out of anyone we've ever watched, which is saying a lot. Full on, he deserved that. If not, I hope he didn't have a great time in jail. I'm not gonna lie. I don't wish harm on anyone, but I hope he didn't have a good time, because holy shit, that was annoying. Okay, what's next? How about an update from Cataspinda on her legal case that, you know, obviously isn't going anywhere.
Government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves?
Oh, you
I'm
did,
waiting
Peter,
for
1
someone to
second.
stand up and say, why do we borrow our own
Let's see. I don't know where it is, but I will name your sub, baby. I know you asked, so let's see. You asked for like a first name Ozzy. Ozzy. First name Ozzy, last name Mandius. How's that? Is that okay? Ozzy Mandius?
currency in the first place?
Pretty good.
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets...
Captain Squid says, I was probably going a certain way regardless, but this kid's definitely dodged a bullet there, for sure.
Some of the language that some of the language and concepts
if
are
you
just
would like
confusing.
a different name,
the government
let me know, Peter.
definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They.
1 second, I gotta skip past this to get the stuff. Woo! Spicy.
A spender with one new word, and welcome to my show. So I had my court case today, and I'm not going to talk a lot here. I'm going to let you see for yourself the criminality that goes on every day against the people. As many of you know, on my live show, I announced that the Judge Bronson Brown of Superior Court in Benton County was to oversee my case, and his name is on the information that I received, which I'm going to post right here. So he didn't show up at first in courtroom E in Superior Court today, and this is May 24th on Friday.
Who is this and what's happening? Kat's an interesting case in that she's a sovereign citizen that actually had money. She, excuse me, 1 second. She was the CEO of a property management corporation. Let's see. So she got into the sovereign citizen stuff. She was a CEO of a property management company, but then she decided because of sovereign citizen stuff that money wasn't real. So she decided she could just stop paying her mortgage and car payment, which of course didn't turn out well. Her house was repossessed, her car was repossessed, and now she's trying to sue over it even though she voluntarily stopped paying for them. So Peter says, great name. Sadly, we're a small family and my mom died on the 11th of May last year. Well, I'm really, really sorry to hear that.
Judge Joseph Burroughs was actually the one that was...
Are you allowed to post pics of legal mail like this? Yeah, generally court filings and stuff are public record. They're a matter of public record usually, so you can like search them up or anything of that sort.
Sitting up there. But it turned out he only did like 4 or 5 cases, and they announced that he was going to be leaving and they were going to be bringing another judge in to finish out the unlawful detainers, which is what I went through. Well, guess what? Bronson Brown didn't show up. In fact, it was another woman, and she wasn't even a judge. She was a commissioner, and her name was Megan. It's spelled like Megan, M-E-G-A-N, but she pronounced it Megan, and her name is Megan Whitmire. And so she got on, she listened to their side. You won't believe that, I guess, Jared is afraid for his safety, that I'm going to do something retaliatory. I'm just going to put this out peacefully now. I hurt no one, no man or no woman have I hurt.
I would agree. She hasn't physically harmed anyone. However, her behavior has been quite erratic, and she has been speaking erratically in her beliefs, and she does not understand the legal process that has happened that has taken her home away and why it has happened, or at least she refuses to accept that system. So I get the concern. She is behaving irrationally.
Not before this and not after this. I'm not here to hurt anyone. But if you feel that you are in danger Well, maybe it's because you know that there's fraud going on in the
See, I think this is the wrong thing to say. This is a bad thing to say here.
background, and you've
I'm not threatening you, but
gotten all the proof of that, but you want to ignore it, and you know that your buddies are going to ignore it. And now that this Bronson Brown didn't show up, so hard to know if he's a good guy or not, since he didn't show up. So that's debatable. But what I do know is that every single judge that I have dealt with, they just move forward, adjudicate against you, and that is exactly what happened here.
because you're wrong. She doesn't understand this. Her court cases have continually been shot down because she is fundamentally wrong. Her entire thesis is that American money, the petrodollar, the currency of the globe, isn't money. Do you see why maybe your court cases aren't going anywhere?
Folks, this is an emergency. They've got people that are called commissioners that substitute. They don't even get elected or selected, or I guess they would be selected in that position. They are appointed, from what I understand. So I'm going to let you go ahead and watch and see what happened. Like I told you, I am going to share with you the truth, no matter what happens. And thinking back, you know, I always try to be nice. I always try to be warm, to explain myself articulately as possible. And, you know, you always hope that the people on the other side are going to be nice too. But this woman, you can tell they picked her because she was the one that was willing to do the job. I'm thinking that.
Oh, she photoshopped the judges and cops into a toilet. Got him.
Bronson Brown.
Sorry, I gotta take a break real quick. I gotta use the bathroom. In the meantime, enjoy Chair explaining. We're doing it live. We're random. What's this? Or this one. Chair will explain to you. Oh, that's a good one. The plot of Halloween Resurrection. I think this is the one where Busta Rhymes kung fu fights Michael Myers after a reality show on the internet goes wrong. It's a good one. Tyra Banks is in it. Would recommend. Trick or treat, motherfucker. Line from the movie. Anyway.
Didn't want to do it. I mean, he maybe is a good guy, and he was like, no way, I'm not. Maybe he doesn't, maybe he knows. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's sitting there with all of the rest of them watching to see what happens. But Joseph Burrows was on the Zoom call the whole time. So, you know, he was watching to see what was going to happen. And I am pretty sure that they all knew that no matter what, they were going to adjudicate against me no matter what, because these people are criminals. And this.
See what I mean? When we talked about earlier in the stream, someone said sovereign citizens, after they lose, thinking about what they did wrong. They don't. They just say everyone's corrupt for not agreeing with them. They never think, I did something wrong, I must have done it wrong, I must be incorrect about how this works. It's always, no, the judge is corrupt.
This woman?
Ashley One Up with 19 months says time well spent. I'd agree.
No
Thank you.
different. So let me introduce you to Megan, the commissioner, with no, I guess she's an attorney, and I don't know where she gets any jurisdiction. I challenge jurisdiction, and they claim they had it. They do not have it, but there you go. So here we go.
Investments LLC versus Kathy Espinda. That is cause number 24-2008003-03. We have Ms. Lindbergh present in the courtroom representing the plaintiff. We have Kathy Espinda. Hearing via WebEx. And I did have an opportunity to review all of the submissions in this matter, including
Submission. See this differently? Water reference, as we are swimming in the law of water. Oh no. No, that's not what submission means. Nope.
Ms. Espinda's answer, so I will defer to you, Ms. Lindbergh. Thank you, Your Honor, and for the record, my client is present on the stand here under the name Jared Fielding. This matter is on today for a show cause hearing. This property was subject to a trustee sale with plaintiff purchasing the property and obtaining the deed on April 8th. And this property is located here in Benton County, so venue and jurisdiction are appropriate. The defendant has provided notice pursuant to RCW 6124-060, indicating that plaintiff was now the purchaser of said property, and that on the 20th day following the trustee sale, the plaintiff is entitled to possession. The defendant has failed to vacate the property. A unlawful detainer action was started by former counsel, and that was personally served upon the defendant on April 20th of 2024. Plaintiff has set this matter for a show cause hearing, and proper notice was provided to the defendant pursuant to the proof of service on record. Defendant has filed an answer to an unlawful detainer, as well as an answer to the show cause with a counterclaim attached to it. And RCW 5912 dictates that these are summary proceedings, and case law dictates that counterclaims cannot be.
Codes are for the corporation, not we the people. There is no contract between we the people and the codes. It doesn't need to be. They have the power of the law. Doesn't matter if you have a contract. We've been duped. In the meantime, they are hurting the people in this slavery system. Let's not compare the judiciary to chattel slavery, please.
This court lacks subject matter jurisdiction to consider claims that are not related to the actual possession of this home, and so we would ask that not be considered today. The defendant has filed this counterclaim not in this matter, but as a new civil case. So moving forward today does not prejudice her from having those claims heard by a civil judicial officer outside of the summary proceedings today. She'll be able to have those claims heard on a different docket. We are here today because my client has yet to gain possession of this property since purchasing it. He is losing money every single day that the defendant remains in the property.
She's still not moved out. They're gonna forcibly remove her if she doesn't.
Substantial attorney's fees here in the amount of
Playing Fallout 4 while listening. Who's my favorite companion? Nick. I love Nick. Nick and my various characters generally basically run the detective agency together, in my mind, after she rescues him, basically. So that's usually how I role play it, is we're like a team of detectives, and also on the side I do a lot of other stuff, because it's a video game and you know how the side quests are.
$0.83. We have costs in the amount of $419.85. These damages were incurred prior to receiving a very lengthy response from the defendant, and the longer this matter goes, the more costs are incurred for my client. We're asking the court today to enter a writ of restitution with judgment findings and judgment language, and also my client is reserving on any physical damage that may be caused in retaliation for this action to pursue that at a future date. All right, thank you. Ms. Espinda.
Yes, I am Kat Espinda.
This is my land that I have a lodial title on.
You might want to investigate the relationship between sovereign citizens and the technical philosophical concept of phantasms. How would I Google that? Philosophical phantasms. Philosophical phantasms. Phantasm is a concept in philosophy that refers to a mental image or representation of objects that are not present. Aristotle explains that the actions and passions of animals are governed by the fantasia. I'd have to definitely look further into this to get a broad understanding. I'll do so later. Thank you.
Defendant, Jared, he had not rebutted my...
Yeah, Peter, I'm really sorry to hear that. I messaged you on Patreon, yeah, I'm really, really sorry to hear that. I hope that you're comfortable, and if there's any, like, stuff you want me to cover or something, I'd be happy to do a stream where we cover, like, whatever stuff you like that we do on stream. I think that'd be fun.
My affidavit, I had sent him a notice of liability, and at this time, I choose to remain silent other than the challenging of the jurisdiction, which I requested. We cannot presume or assume jurisdiction. It must be proven in writing. And so therefore, I'm asking for that today. Although I've been railroaded in this system, and there has been no...
We appreciate you, Peter. Like, seriously. I hope you know that, like, it's great having you in chat and stuff.
Justice in this...
And I'm glad that you've been a part of the community.
System from the very beginning.
We all care about
and
you.
Everything that I have put forward has been completely ignored. And so I just wanted to put all of that on there for the record. The counterclaim is to protect myself, my family, and my animals from harm because of trespass and fraud. And so therefore, I have all the answers for you there. I trust that you went through all of it. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, the judge. I didn't hear the name.
Commissioner Megan Whitmire.
Megan Whitmire, okay. Okay. So I entered everything in for the record, and I will let that stand. And I choose at this point to remain silent, and except for the fact that jurisdiction needs to be proved. I am a living woman.
Agreed. Twitch chat group hug. YouTube, you can get in on it too.
A corporation that they are going after, and Oxeth Investments is a corporation. Only a corporation can go after a corporation, and I am a living woman. And so therefore the counter...
Only a corporation can go after another corporation? What? Individuals can sue corporations. You need to have a lawyer to do it, but you certainly can.
Is actually against Jared Fielding directly for harming me and my family and moving forward, even though he was provided all the proof and evidence beforehand, but he just ignored it. So I'm hoping today that I will not be ignored and that I motion that this case be dismissed without prejudice and allow my counterclaim to go through to prove the fraud so that we are not kicked out of our home, because there is fraud.
Makes me sad, because, like, on the one hand, this is her fault. She chose to stop paying her mortgage. This wasn't a case where she couldn't afford it. She agreed to pay the mortgage, and then just chose to stop. But on the other, man, that still sucks that her own delusions got her into this situation. What a fucking bummer. No problem, Rainey.
Fraud. And so, I leave it to you.
Thank you. Well, I do, as an initial matter, find that the court does have jurisdiction over this matter. It has to do with possession of property located in Benton County, Washington. I also find that as it currently sits legally, is the plaintiff that has legal right to possession of the property. So
I would like to get jurisdiction in writing. You cannot presume it. I must be able to get that in writing.
Oh, damn, I always forget that that doesn't work on Rumble. 1 second.
The government can't go bankrupt because we can print.
I would like to get jurisdiction in writing. You cannot presume it. I must be able to get that in writing, and I provided all the case law to prove that.
You've made your record. Thank you. And you do have the ability to request appeal or revision of my decision.
So now that you've seen this and you saw that she ignored everything, and let me tell you, I put in all of my proof, exhibits A through P, my counterclaim. The counterclaim shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
This is why it's important to be able to recognize when you're wrong, even if you feel like you're so right. If everyone else is telling you you're wrong, it's not always the case. It's not always the case that, like, the majority is in the right. There are many cases, in fact, where the opposite's true. But a lot of times, sometimes you're just factually wrong about stuff. Like, if everyone is telling you, like, I don't know, it's just one of those things. At some point, don't you have to at least second guess yourself? How can you be so confident in your own beliefs that you are incapable or unwilling to even consider that maybe you're wrong? I guess at this point, it would be devastating, wouldn't it? How could she mentally recognize and accept, oh, I ruined my life over lies, over stuff I heard on the internet that isn't true?
There's fraud going on. It shouldn't matter if they're stealing from the people, if there's crimes against humanity, Megan. You don't care. You know, sometimes I think I'm just too nice. I'm trying to be nice here, okay? I'm trying to talk to people on a level that they would understand. But, you know, these black...
I like it's interesting that some of them say overstand and some say innerstand. I wonder how much of that correlates with, like, woo-woo, crunchy, granola, spirituality stuff. Because I hear more often someone like Kat, who's, like, into kind of, like, vibes and waves and energy, like that kind of woo-woo conspiracy. They tend to say innerstand, whereas, I'll just say it, men tend to say overstand. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if there's any reason for that. If one sounds more spiritual, so the spiritual types tend to go for it, whereas the other is more like, I have authority over you, I overstand, so then men tend to trend towards that for reasons, societal, social reasons for the most part.
Black robes, they don't work for us. And I bet you Megan doesn't even have an oath of office, just like Joseph Burrows doesn't have an oath of office. But we're going to do a request anyway. We're going to start really digging into these people who keep abetting in fraud. So we can add now Megan to the list of abetting in fraud. So that's the way I look at it. They all protect the banks and the corporations. Folks, this is an emergency. And so if you're wondering or thinking what's going on, what's going to happen to Kat and her family and her animals, well, the way it looks right now, they're just moving right along and they don't care.
Those are moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. Muppets? No? Okay.
Whether there's fraud or not, in fact, they know. They know because I've already showed it to them. And she said she read through all of it. So she saw all of my proof. The proof that the banks provided nothing, that I was frauded.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to say, too. I wanted to say this earlier. So, went and got a bunch of VHS stuff yesterday. VHSs because I got the cord to connect the VCR to the computer so I can, you know, get my own new stuff for VHS Vault from actual VHSs I found some good ones, but the VCR isn't working now. So if you want to donate to help get another VCR, which cost between $40 and $150 now, believe it or not, because they stopped manufacturing them, donate to the costume month goal with the tip command, and that'll help that. Does this mean she and her whole family are still occupying the property? She is, for sure. Her animals are. I don't know if she has any other family that lives with her. She might have a kid. Not positive.
I provided all of
Goodwills have them sometimes. I've looked. The ones around us didn't have them. They have DVD players. I even saw some Blu-ray players. Haven't seen VCRs, unfortunately.
it, just like I've showed all of you. But see, the truth doesn't matter in court. As we continue to march in the truth.
Take it to Lightning Flash VCR repair. I heard they do good work. Now, I know this guy. They've been working on it. He's been wanting to watch Night Court. I think they've been working on his VCR for like 12 years. So I don't know about that.
Truth. This is what I want to share with you. The truth wins no matter what. No matter what happens, no matter what they do or what they think they're going to do, driving around in their helicopters and everything, driving by, you know, all the NPCs.
Yeah, secondhand, they're expensive now because they don't make more.
Are closing in.
There's that NPC language again, dehumanizing people who are ideologically different than yourself, especially within conspiracy communities.
But I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to sweat or worry, shed one tear. Ask me if I shed a tear. Nope, no tears.
Or if anyone, by the way, if anyone has a VCR that functions, you can send it to the P.O. box. I'd appreciate it.
This is serious. This is very serious. What's happening in the courtrooms with me, with Trump, and all of the people that I know that are getting their cars stolen from, their children stolen from, their homes, their boats stolen.
Or if you have old VCR tapes or find weird VHS tapes at thrift stores, you can send those to the P.O. box as well.
We're going to have to start looking at some of this from maybe a different angle. And we now call upon the military to do their job.
Can my P.O. box accept large packages? Yes, they just store it at the counter and put like a slip in the mailbox to say like, hey, come to the counter to get your thing.
And to step in because I...
Thank you, people who are offering, but they're PAL. Thank you. Obviously, I can't make that work, but I appreciate the thought.
I have proven, and you can clearly see that they do not work for us, that they're going to adjudicate against the people no matter what. It does
not no matter what. You're wrong, Kat. You're wrong.
Not matter what the truth is. So let me know what you think. Put your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Miss Whitmire and her ruling, even though I have a allodial title.
Allodial titles aren't a real thing. It's a fiction.
Even though I am the owner or superior title holder of my land, and it will be my land forevermore until I pass it on to my family.
It won't. The cops are going to remove her, which is very sad. As much as she did bring this upon herself, I think she's the victim of her own delusions, of her own misgivings about how the law works. It sucks.
Or when I decide to transfer it to somebody else, because we can't.
What does PAL mean? So NTSC and PAL are two different region standards for VHS. So similar to how with Blu-ray, I've told you there's different regions. There's region 1, 2, and 3. NTSC and PAL are two different formats. So the North American format of VHS was NTSC. The European format was PAL. Similar for gaming systems of the era. I think it had to do with the TV connectors.
Own land. God is the one who created it, and he made it for us so that we could have wonderful, prosperous lives, enriching lives. But they're trying to steal it all away, and you can tell by all of the taxes, everything going up. You're seeing more police on the street. They're getting more narky. You're even seeing the malls now with mall cops. Way more mall cops now than ever before.
I mean, I guess I haven't been to a mall in quite a while, but I don't know if that's a thing.
So it's even the toys.
NTSC is encoded at 60 hertz and PAL at 50 hertz because of the regional electrical systems. That makes sense.
At the mall that I is here, the Columbia Center Mall, all the toys, it used to be like a horse and a buggy and an elephant. Now it's a cop car and a helicopter car.
I made those when I was a kid. You're literally showing pictures from, like, machines from the 90s. I'm not saying there's pictures from the 90s, but you can tell from the design of these rides that they were made in at least the 90s. Captain Squid says, if you want to see the difference in action, when Sony released the PlayStation Classic Mini console, for some reason, they included the PAL versions of some games. Huh.
Helicopter and it's all of these
she's paranoid.
Response unit type.
She's seeing these things everywhere, more so than there is any actual change, if there even is one, because she's paranoid about the cops, so she's seeing it everywhere.
Vehicles. Well, it's the programming. See, it went from this to that, and here we go. So anyways, I'm going to ask everyone here, if you have been following me, I really, at this time, need your support. And it doesn't matter how that support is, whether it's financial support, because I've been doing this for 3 years, pretty much on my own dime. I would really appreciate that. You could go to
Royal Ann with a $3 tip says for VCR repair. Thank you.
onenewearth.org, and there's a donation tab, or I am on Venmo at @CatSpinda. And that would really help me to continue in this fight. You could also write the Benton County Justice Center or Megan, and here's her email below if you'd like to send her an email and tell her what you think about the fraud that she's abetting.
What did you put as the name? Because if you put Hannah Reloaded, they might not be happy, so you might just try Hannah.
In now, that would be great. We, the people, must use our voices and be heard. I believe at some point this is going to come to a head because I'm exposing it. I don't know too many other people exposing it the way I am as far as showing you everything that's going on along the way.
What does she think she's showing even?
So if you could share this video, get the message out, however you can, to tell people that all debt is fraud, that the banks provide nothing, and yet we are all slaves. And you can see how all of the minions of the system start closing in because they that's how they get paid, and they have no problem doing that. So anyways, I just wanted to just give you the short update. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I have been working and working very hard, and I've got some people I'm helping right now. But we need to stick together. And if we could make our voices heard in any way possible, if you could show your support, and we need to start making some noise. Otherwise, these people and their plan, it may be with me now, but it might be you later when you can't afford your life anymore. And that's where we are right now. But I've talked to so many people who, even people who paid off their homes and they can't afford the property taxes. So it just all gets stolen. Yeah, that's not okay.
Can't afford the property taxes on your home. It's probably time to sell the home.
So the truth.
Also bad financial planning, quite honestly. That should be part of your planning when you're buying the home, is will I be able to afford the property taxes? Also, how are you paying them before? They can go up, I guess, but at this point, if you've paid it off, you're not paying a mortgage. I don't know.
Wins no matter what. Even though these lawyers, liars in the system, these administrators or so-called judges, or I guess commissioners in the system who just adjudicate, you go in there and yeah, you're pretty screwed. Now we pretty much knew that was going to happen. And again, I have been walking this walk all the way through because this is happening to people every day, all across the country, between 3,300 counties with 1 million foreclosures a year. And it's only going to get worse, and they're going to make us more dependent. So I'm hoping that somebody out there is watching this, that they're seeing that the criminals of Benton County aren't stopping, that they keep going. And in the meantime, innocent people, innocent children are being hurt in the system. So please join me in making a voice and standing up for what is right, because the truth always wins and the truth matters.
Okay, Harold Elberman, fair enough. I hadn't considered that.
Show. Thank you so much for your support. And now every Wednesday, I have a group meeting with One New Earthers.
You're right. Gentrification coming in and jacking up property. Okay. You're right. I didn't consider that long enough. Thank you. I have to use the bathroom again real quick. Let's see what Chair's gonna tell you about. How about... Homegrown Horrors, Volume 2. From Vinegar Syndrome, Volume 3 is coming out soon, in the next month or so. I have the first 2 volumes. This is maybe not gonna work. Let's see. I tighten that. It's heavy, so I don't know if I'll... Okay, well, what if we said it's good enough? Be right back. I just don't want it to fall. Okay, we're good. I've returned. Have I tried Facebook Marketplace for VCRs? That's actually that's a good idea. I'll look into it.
Love Moors, this is Judah Son for Morish Nationality. Peace and love, Moors. This is Judah Son for Morish Nationality Card Services.com, Chief Content Creator and Trustee. How do I want to address this? First of all, let me say I don't mean any disrespect to...
Oh, if I didn't say, sorry. This guy is one of the people that sell these bogus Moorish citizen IDs. And this is about why they won't accept your Moorish American ID. He's trying to justify why his product, that is a scam, won't work.
Anybody when I say the things that I'm going to say later on down the line in this video. But it is what it is, in the everlasting words of Ice Cube. So with me, you know, having this Moorish Nationality Card Service business, I get to speak to a lot of Moors on a daily basis. I get to speak to hundreds of thousands of Moors a year. And what has been popping up...
How has this guy not been arrested for fake IDs yet? Because he's producing them as a business and posting videos about it on the internet.
A lot more lately are these horror stories that Moors are telling me with...
Is it because he's not making, like, official state driver's licenses, but because it's this, like, sort of bullshit thing that doesn't really exist? Well, no, he's got to be making specific claims, though, like, oh, with this you don't need a driver's license, which is a lie.
They are now being deprived of access to services that they were not deprived of before with the current Moorish National Identification.
Maybe they're novelty items. Yeah, I'm wondering how we might get around it.
Cards that they're utilizing. And I want to add, these aren't the cards that they're having these issue with, aren't the ones that have been produced by Moorish Nationality Card Services. And it's becoming more frequent to where Moors are being denied services with these Moorish National Identification cards that they have from these other...
Printing monopoly money is also not illegal, but would it not be illegal to sell them to people and say or even imply that it'll work like real money?
Moors.
I don't know.
And they find themselves having to come to Moorish Nationality Card Services.
Let me put it this way. I've seen people who use these IDs get charged with fake IDs. So if people are getting charged for using them as fake IDs, kind of weird he wouldn't get charged for producing them as fake IDs. Don't know.
This is to get a card that's going to resolve the issue anyway. And Moors don't know what the issue is. So that's what this video is. I'm going to tell you exactly why you are starting to be turned away even more and why you are going to be continued turned away. Why they're going to continue turning you away. So what's going on here is we're now in November 2021 Roman Christian calendar.
Royal Ann with another $3 tip says Cat lives somewhere that was gentrified in the 90s.
Year. And some of us are aware, and if you aren't, if you haven't been aware, you will be now. Some of us know that by October 2021, Roman Christian calendar year, all of the states had to have their identification cards up to a specific criteria, which is the Real ID Act. All right? There's a specific criteria that these cards now had to have. And I guess it was so much of an issue, states were fighting switching over, and maybe it would have costed them too much money to implement these types of things, that there were several extensions entered in before they finally pushed it in. The final extension was pushed all the way up out to October 2021 Roman Christian calendar year, right? And while they were going through this process, what happens is these stores and companies and corporations, they started sitting their clerks down and they started training them on what to look for in an actual real legit identification card. What criteria these cards must meet. What specific information in a specific location this information is supposed to be on the card. And what's going on now is that these Moorish national identification cards that you Moors are getting from these other Moors, they just don't fit the criteria.
Unlike his, which has all the information in the correct place on his fake ID that isn't real.
They don't fit the Real ID criteria. They are not up to snuff. They are not up to the international ID standards. So what happens is, with these clerks being able to see that these cards are not up to standards, the services that you used to get rendered to you, you are now being deprived because they are being advised by their superiors that if these...
It has a Real ID star on it, which is probably illegal. Ooh, yep, that'll do it.
Identification cards that
I didn't know that's what that star stood for. Yeah, he could certainly get in trouble for that.
May be coming through do not fit this criteria, then we cannot render certain services that demand that identification be produced to us.
BC
So,
Archive
you want
is
a
right.
pack of cigarettes?
All right.
Your identification card, your Morish nationality card is not up to Real ID Act standard or the international identification card standard. You can't get those pack of cigarettes you used to get. You can't get that bottle of wine, the champagne that you...
It is not legal for someone to use this as their ID for alcohol or anything that requires an ID. This is not a legal ID. You cannot use this legally.
Used to get at the liquor store. It's really just as simple as that. And the problem is...
Like, you can't even use an actual driver's license if it's even a day past its expiration. You think you can bring in this shit and be like, yep, I will take one liquor, please? No.
This is the whole issue when it comes to Moors, is that these Moors who are issuing these national identification cards that are not up to Real ID Act standard or international identification card standard, they know this. They already know this, but the thing is, they don't want to go along. I don't want to say if it's a get along, but they don't want to bring the cards up to standard. So now they're putting you in a position to where you have to sit at the convenience store and argue and stand on your square as a Moor, and you got to do all this unnecessary stuff that you should not have to do because...
You shouldn't do it even if you feel you have to, because yelling at the clerk isn't going to make this ID any more legal or any other non-legal ID.
They don't want to fall in line with what the whole world is doing.
Most liquor stores scan the barcode on your ID. Yeah, when I was still a drinker, a little over 3 years ago now, yep, they'd scan it or swipe it or do something to make sure it was an actual ID. They wouldn't just look at it, but that might be a Michigan thing. I don't know if different states have different procedures and policies or companies.
In this electronic age. So they're putting you in a position to where you are going to...
The dispensary I go to now always scans the ID.
Now be turned away, and you're going to start saying, well, these cards, this more stuff is not no good.
No, Real ID isn't required yet. They've pushed it back many times.
All because of some type of doctrine or philosophy that is not based on fact whatsoever at all. The cards are obsolete. They're no good. They don't have the security features that they need. The information is not in the right regions on the card. I could tell you, but I'm not going to tell you. Just know that at Morish Nationality Card Services, we know what needs to go on the card. Simple as that.
I wonder if his website still is open.
So now that we've made you aware of the problem, let us offer you a resolution.
Womp womp, page not found.
Some of you have defunct, obsolete cards that are not up to snuff. So we're giving this card away for free right here. We're giving this card away for free. And it's usually a $100 card. How do you get it for free? No, this is not none of the other stuff that you used to that you've seen us do. How do you get it for free? Simply, all you need to do is get a document recorded on nationalnoticerecord.com. Simple as that. All you need to do is sign up and pay
Maybe
for the
page just moved, because that is the same website.
Which is going to sum up to about $45, exactly. We have the $15 setup fee. We have the $10 recording fee. That's $25 there. And then we have the one-person lifetime package, which is host that document or that record for life for one person for $20. So that's $45 altogether.
I think he stopped selling the IDs. How to stop child support. What an asshole. I'm genuinely starting to think that he stopped selling the IDs at some point because he got in trouble, because his website's still around, but they don't have the IDs anymore. So either he stopped selling them, or he hid it behind more paywalls, so it's not as easy to see that he's selling fake IDs.
So all you have to do is get a document recorded on here, and we will give you this card for free, and we will ship it out. Everything. We will laminate it. We will put the holograms on there, and we will ship it out for free. And then if you need your nationality documents recorded, and we'll treat that as one whole document, the proclamation and the name correction, we'll treat that as one document. Once that's recorded on the site, we'll give it a recorder number, a record number, and we will take that record number and we will utilize that record number. Once you fill out that form.
What an asshole. Okay. Oh, speaking of that ID, here's someone trying to use one of those Morish IDs at a bank. Doesn't go well.
Yeah, she's calling the cops. I'm not afraid of calling the cops. I got everything. I'm filming this now. So are you discriminating against my nationality, my right to bank here?
They're not discriminating against you. They just need an actual ID.
My First Amendment.
Did he fart? I didn't hear it.
So are you discriminating against my nationality?
How far back do you think he farted? Because this is important information.
Yeah, she's calling the cops. I'm not afraid of calling the cops. I got everything. I'm filming this now.
I don't think he farted. What do you mean there it was? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, she's calling the cops. I'm not afraid of calling the cops. I got everything. I'm filming this now. So are you
No, that was his voice. The part where it went, he like made a...
discriminating against my nationality, my right to bank here?
Your right to bank here? Where's that in the Bill of Rights? My right to bank at this specific private banking institution.
My First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, are you discriminating?
Your first... Why do you think... Your First Amendment? What do you think this has to do with your First Amendment? It's a bank.
Well, she's calling the cops.
Hi, this is Carmen Oliver.
Okay.
To go get her identification. I do not know him. He's been here before, but I am not familiar with him.
No kidding.
So we're asking.
That's what I've been wanting to do for a long time.
So he's on the phone with the attorney.
Well,
saying he's suing me.
Kidding.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, this is in Michigan. I just noticed. There's a Detroit Tigers thing on her desk. That bridge also might be... It's not the Mackinac Bridge. It's the wrong color, but it might be some other bridge in Michigan. I don't know.
Well, the cops should be here in a few minutes.
Yep.
And I've been coming here for like years, and they all of a sudden don't know me now.
They need your ID. They're not going to remember you individually.
Okay.
Necessarily. And even if they do, it's still their policy to get ID. Probably. It is at the bank I go to.
I got plenty of minutes on my phone. And I have a camcorder. I always keep a camcorder with me just in case BS happens. No, just withdraw some money from my account.
Poor woman.
Yeah.
authorized to use that camera in our banking center.
Is that so? Under what law? Under what law?
It doesn't need to be a law. It's a private business. They can tell you anything. They can make it a dress code that you have to come in a later hose, and otherwise they're going to trespass you. It's up to them. It's a private company.
You do not have.
Is that law or policy?
Again, this is not a law thing. This is a private property thing. This is a you are in a private business and you are going to be arrested thing.
Is that law or policy?
Ugh. When does the cop show up? Because this guy has no idea what the rules of society are.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. Like over a year.
Hello.
So,
Hi. What's going on?
What's your name and your badge number?
I'm Officer Hines, badge number 57.
Okay, I'm trying to withdraw money from my account, and it's
Okay.
saying that my Morish ID card is not valid, so...
What's your name?
I didn't give it. So you want to speak to my attorney? Because I have him on the phone right now. It's on speakerphone now.
Oh, hello, sir? I'm good. What's going on today? Okay.
I cannot understand what this guy's saying on the phone.
Is there any other financial needs we can help you with today?
I say $50 worth of it, fives and tens.
Not a problem.
And then could we delete that video?
We can't do that.
It's a First Amendment protected right. Can't delete
Okay,
it.
listen, the bank wants you to leave their property now. So
Yeah,
you're going to have to leave
say
or you
the
could be
bank-
arrested for trespassing.
Yeah, they're telling me I need to leave now.
Mr. Studstill, you gotta go.
Yeah, they're telling me they're going to arrest me for trespassing, and I just came here.
You know something smaller than 100?
Let's talk outside. Come on.
All 20s.
The people who prey on these people piss me off. Like, whoever he's talking to on the phone might be the guy that sold him the ID. Ridiculous.
And you don't get.
Now, is there injured party? Am I being detained? Yeah, you are being detained. I'm being detained for what? Speeding? I don't even understand that. I do not understand. I do not comprehend you. Are you a public servant? Do you have Unless you have an attorney, I wish not to speak with you.
Okay, sir. Unfortunately, that's not how this
Cite the vehicle. Cite the vehicle.
That is how this
Did
works.
you take an oath to uphold the Constitution?
Yes, I did.
All right. Then I need a United States mark. I do wish not to contract with you.
We reserve all of our rights.
I
And
reserve
what are you
all my
looking at
rights.
car for? You have no right to do so.
Cite the vehicle.
Cite the vehicle.
Or get a United States Marshal or get your boss.
The United States Marshal for a traffic ticket.
I don't need to answer with you. You talk to an attorney. Attorney in fact, your color of law. We speak facts. Is there an injured party? I have the right to face my accuser. Can you prove the city of Monroe exists? Is there a land deed?
Oh my god, he's gish galloping. He's just doing all the opposite arguments. Shotgun. Not shotgun. Machine gun.
Is there? Come on, man. I know the law.
A few moments later.
Am I being detained?
We've already informed them of this. They've still yet to show us 3 forms of identification.
And prove who they are.
And prove who they are.
You want them to get? You want the cops to give you 3 forms of identification? You don't even legally have to give the cops 3 forms of ID. What are you talking about?
Say who they work for.
Cops carrying around their past 2 pay stubs and a few pieces of mail from their current address.
Didn't even say who they work for, man. And we're still sitting here. He said we're being detained. And we're not free to leave yet. Okay, sir. But
Who are you?
I'm Officer James.
Are you a public servant?
Yes, I am.
That means I'm the master, so I ask the questions. I need 3 forms of identification, or I wish not to contract with you. I said I want your attorney to speak to my attorney in fact. You're still questioning me. That's violating my constitutional rights.
You want to talk to the cop's attorney?
Yes, it is.
Here's the deal, okay? I'm going to be cooperative. I appreciate your side of this, okay?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your point of view.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to explain something to you real
Yes, sir.
quick, okay? This is a lawful traffic stop. Okay? That's all this is.
Is that a fact?
It's a lawful traffic stop.
You would attest to that in
38
court.
It's 38 and 20, okay?
How do I know who you are? I need to see identification.
If there's something to this you want to debate, the time to do that would be in court, okay?
I'm scared because you have a gun. That's the only reason why I'm stopping.
Both my hands are right here, okay?
All right.
Both my hands are right here.
All right.
Okay?
It's to my understanding that
there's no reason to fear me, okay?
all right. I'm not saying that, but I stopped because of a gun. I want you to know that.
As long as you cooperate.
And to my understanding, overstanding, Monroe City is in debt. The United States filed bankruptcy, so this doesn't even exist.
Not to my understanding.
That's to my understanding. I'm keen in the law.
So here's what we need, okay?
He's keen in the law.
Bills of exchange. We're gonna cooperate with you, okay?
I'm not contracting with you whatsoever. I said speak to my attorney.
It's not a contract.
You can
man.
do
I'm
what
just
you
asking
want.
for your cooperation.
You're a debt collector. It's not my fault you don't know the law.
Okay, so here's the thing. All I need is just your name.
I don't care what you need. Brother, my name's God. Write it down. G-O-D, write Lucifer, write whatever you need. I'm part of the people of the Constitution. If you don't understand the Constitution, you should have took an oath to uphold it.
If you're gonna do anything,
am I being detained?
Cite the vehicle. Because of this time, you need to identify, sir.
I told you I'm God.
You do have to identify.
Am I part of the Constitution? I'm part of God. You talk to my attorney. Anything I say can be used against me, so talk to my attorney.
Okay, so
am I free to go? Am I being detained? That's the only questions I need to know. Where's the injured party? Bring forth the injured party. If I'm being detained, then I'm free to go. Am I free to go?
No, sir, you're not.
So why are you keeping me here?
Identify.
So you're keeping me held hostage?
You're not being.
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I'm a traveler. You're hampering me from traveling. I'm on record.
Jesus Christ, that edit's bad.
Traveling. He's telling me I'm not free to go.
And he says,
I have nothing further to say to you. Get the United States Marshals, then we can talk. Am I free to go?
No, sir, you're not.
Then we don't have nothing left to speak. Bye. We don't have nothing left to say. Bye. Unless I'm free to go, you tell me I'm free to go, then we can wrap. You the public servant, I'm the master. I ask the questions. Am I free to go?
No, sir, you're not.
Then when I'm free to go, when you come back and talk to me when I'm free to go.
Here's the thing.
Listen, come back and talk to me when I'm free to go.
You were being very cooperative with me.
Come back and talk to me when I'm free to go.
For a second, okay?
Come back, because I'm not contracting with you. I told you that.
No, you were being cooperative.
My name is God.
That's all I'm asking for.
Do you pray? You pray to me. That's who you pray to. When you go on your knees, you pray to me. You're a public servant. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution. I'm the people. That's who I am.
I'm trying to figure out if he's genuinely delusional and thinks he's God, or if he just really thinks that the relationship that citizens have with the cops is like that one-sidedly strong in the favor of citizens. Can't tell if he's just being really dramatic or if he's genuinely delusional and thinks he's God.
That's all you need to know. I took an oath of allegiance to Missouri.
Look, you were speeding.
You took an oath to Missouri? If I was going to take an oath to a state, I think I'd pick a better one.
Okay.
I don't understand any of that.
Then cite the vehicle so we can go about our business and quit doing this.
Any of that.
You can't just cite a vehicle. Yes, you can.
All right, so you took an oath to uphold the Constitution? Where in the Constitution does it say I can't speed?
Where in the Constitution does it say I can't speed? The part that it says that the states can have their own laws, and then states made laws about how fast you can go on roads that are public. There you go.
It says that in state statutes. State statutes don't exist. State statutes do not exist.
We ain't gotta explain the law to him. I reserve all my rights.
State statutes exist.
You're hampering me from traveling.
States weren't even existing when the Constitution was erected.
If you want to handle this,
states didn't exist when the Constitution was started. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. States existed. What are you talking about? The Constitution isn't even our first founding document. The Articles of Confederation are.
In court, we can cite the vehicle.
Cite the vehicle. We'll see you in court.
We'll handle it in court.
Cite the vehicle. We'll handle you in court.
Call it. Do I need to call the marshals? You want me to call the United States Marshals?
I cannot cite the vehicle.
Well, get the state trooper or the marshals.
They
what
will.
You do. Come on, man.
They'll cite the vehicle all day long. You know they.
12 seconds later.
So
what's going on tonight? I reserve all my rights under Uniform Commercial Code 1-308. I believe it's RMSO in the 400s in Missouri state statutes. And you took an oath to uphold the Constitution, correct? Fourth Amendment, I'm correct. If there's a, if I'm not, I need to face the accuser. If there's an accuser, I have the right to face one. If you don't have a warrant or being detained, I'm free to go. Cite the vehicle.
You don't have a warrant. You don't need a warrant for a traffic stop.
Whatever
if they see an infraction or you do something.
Talking about, I do not understand.
You know none of these turn out well, right?
I don't understand. Listen,
You know
bruh,
none of these turn out well, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You've seen this happen before.
I haven't. If you want to talk to an attorney in fact about facts, that's all right. Certify the charge. I'll plead guilty to the facts, but not the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you need? What you need?
All right. When this happens to him, you need to get out of this car.
And do what?
What I tell you to do. Okay?
Why? Listen.
They're getting ready to bust his window out and take him out of that car.
Okay, and I don't
Okay,
understand
because
why.
that's the choice
But
that
he,
you have left.
but I didn't do anything wrong, and
Okay,
neither
but
did
you're
he.
coming out of the car too because you're with him.
You're forcing me.
So what I do wrong?
You're forcing me. If you force me, that's on you.
I don't have to give you any identification, sir.
I do not have identification,
Where
sir.
am I from? I'm from.
I am who I am, sir. I am God.
I'm from Earth.
I am
Just
God.
like you. I'm from Earth, just like you, bro.
I told you I wish not to speak to y'all. Y'all are surrounding the
Right,
car.
you surrounding the car
You're
doing all
scaring
this
me.
for what?
You're scaring me.
You can be scared. That's okay.
For why are you doing this though? There's no crime committed.
Pardon?
There was no crime committed.
Yes, they have you for a traffic violation.
For
so that
speed.
means you.
I didn't do anything wrong.
He
He didn't ask me for anything. I didn't do anything. If he busts my window,
and I do not understand.
If you bust my window, that's
Oh,
property
you got your
damage.
vehicle?
Do not
No,
understand.
if you
Just
bust,
on this
if
vehicle.
I have
you
the right
bust
to
the
remain
window,
silent. That's
I
what
didn't
I'm
say
doing.
that. I said,
Property damage. Yeah, cops don't pay for property damage due to dumbasses.
man.
You're coming out too.
But
The
I
guy
didn't do
doing the
anything- I
edits.
didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong.
I don't care. At this point, I don't care.
So then, if I get out the hold on, if I got the car, can I just can I go home?
Whatever it is you need to do after we're done with this.
Fourth
you're gonna
Amendment.
Come out of that car.
Fourth
I'm
Amendment.
saying
Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment protects you from unreasonable search and seizure, which means that there is a definition for reasonable search and seizure, which is what you're falling under right now because of all of the alleged crimes and refusal to comply.
so you're gonna forcibly pull me out the car.
That's right.
I'll step out the car. You ain't gotta pull me out, shit.
Huh?
But I'm saying,
Alright, then
If you hurt
then
me, I'm
need to do it
suing you,
now.
so I don't care.
You need.
Cut that too quick. That's a shame. Alright, let's see if there's anything else before we call it a night. What was this?
All right, so got a little update. I went to the federal courthouse today. You'll see that after this little introduction. I went there to try to get permission to film in the lobby and see what the process is, even though I've already done that in previous videos. Some of it doesn't get caught on video because they don't let you bring a camera in there, and so the conversations with the clerk again today you're not going to get to see, but I was able to talk to court security and the marshals about a number of things, and regarding the process to get permission to film in the lobby, which is one of the key factors that the judge mentioned during sentencing of why she found me guilty, was because
Is this the guy who screamed in court? It looks like him. I don't remember exactly because you guys know I can't picture things in my head, but I think it might be.
I could have asked for permission to record, and so that is not true. There is no process to ask permission to record. There's not even a
I guess I don't know about the specific court he's talking about, but a lot of courts do have things where you can file media requests or motion for media requests that allow you to do so. I don't know the procedure if it exists in the court he's talking about, but it is certainly not unheard of. We see this in the Chile stuff in Nevada, because they have people in there who've asked for media requests and have been granted. That's why you have cameras in Chile's courtrooms.
Process.
I should say the courtrooms of the judges that Chile has been tried in, not Chile's courtrooms.
To ask permission to record the court hearing like there is here in the state courts. There's a slip that you fill out to give them notice that you're going to be recording.
Given their natural living citizen talking points, would Sovsits accept robot clone members into their ranks if they identified as such? I'm going to say no, because a lot of them are also QAnon people, or other conspiracy theorists who are really afraid of the concept of robots and clones, and to them are basically synonymous with Satanism. So I'm going to say no.
Recording, and they don't even have anything like that in the federal court system. So it's very interesting. They were not able to answer my question.
Wonder if the court just refuses to let any rando say I'm media. I genuinely don't know. I imagine it's up to the discretion of the judge. Judges have a lot of leeway in determining what's going on in their courtrooms.
The clerk left for like 15 minutes and then came back and said the deputy clerk was not there. They are looking into it. I also filed 3 motions. I'll get into some of that other stuff and all my other notes that happened after the fact, after you see the video, so I can tell you more what happened with the clerk. I did have someone with me because I knew this was going to happen and I would need a witness, brought a witness. But yeah, so I tried to get permission to film the lobby. I also tried to get a receipt from the clerk, as I was instructed to do by DHS. And I also tried to get appeal information, some sort of help for pro se parties, instructions, anything. They have nothing. They have nothing for pro se parties. It's like, it's pretty shocking.
So, it's not their job to educate you. What are you talking about? The rules of, like, criminal procedure or civil procedure, whatever you happen to be, I don't know what you're, like, adjudicating. It would have to be, sorry, it would have to be criminal, because if it's civil, you can't defend yourself. So it would have to be criminal. The rules of criminal procedure for the courtroom of your state, you can look those up. If you choose to be a pro se litigant, the onus is not on the court to teach you how to be a lawyer. That's why they ask you not to do it. That's why they warn you against it. Because it's not their job. You are held to the same standard as an attorney, but you're not one. You have none of the background or information. It is not the court's role to hold your hand through being your own attorney. That's why you shouldn't be it.
Without further ado, hop into this video at the federal courthouse in Concord, New Hampshire. Enjoy. What's up, everybody? We're here at the Warren B. Rudman Federal Courthouse in Concord, New Hampshire to conduct some business. First, I'm going to see how we get permission to film in the lobby, because we're supposedly told that's possible. Yes. There's no signs here or anything like that.
That's true. It just says no weapons.
Just no weapons. Hey, how's it going? So I was told that there's a process to get permission to record in the lobby and stuff pursuant to this rule here. So I'd like to try to get permission, however that works.
I have no idea how you can get permission to do that. Permission to record.
I'm pretty sure, so what they're trying to do is use the local rule 83.8, and that is for like inside the courtroom, for courtroom procedure. This is for regulations and conduct on federal property, and that allows the recording in the lobby, but at my trial they told me you can get permission. I could have got permission, which I actually have tried to do before, and so I just want to confirm or deny whether there's a process for me to get permission to film in the lobby. And if not, I do need to see the clerk. I'll put this away.
You have to ask the clerks. You have to ask the clerks? Yeah. In here in the lobby?
For here in the lobby, not in the courtroom. I don't want to record in the court.
You'd have to ask them about what you're talking about.
Permission's granted through the clerks. Yeah.
No, they told me the.
I appreciate that the guards aren't like they're not taking him in bad faith. They're like, oh, you want? I don't know. We'd probably talk to the clerks. Like they seem to actually be trying to help him with what he asked for.
I've done this before. I was up there before.
They're meeting him in good faith. So I imagine whatever shit he's gonna get into is on him.
And they said there's no permission slip for the lobby, it's for courtrooms. And so I can't, the problem is I can't get that on the record and document that because I'm not allowed to bring my camera up there to document it, even though it says I'm allowed to film the lobbies, the foyers, and the corridors. And there also is a exception to this where if you can get the clerk to escort me, whoever, to and from, we're supposed to be able, there is an exception to be able to record, supposedly. But you guys don't seem to know about a process for me to get permission to film here in the lobby, other than maybe try to get from the clerk.
All permission, you gotta come to the clerk's office, whatever process they do, that's where it comes from. That's the best we can tell you.
So you guys don't have, right, you guys don't have a permission.
We have no decision.
Because the rule says I'm supposed to ask security to check with if it's another, like say I wanted to go to, you know, U.S. probation office. The person, one of the heads of those people would have to come down. It's up to security to get them to grant permission and then escort us to and fro. That's what I read in the rules. So the clerk is the only person who can allow recording in the building.
No, they have a process, whatever that process is, but the permission comes from them.
In all seriousness, what is he going to be able to see inside the lobby that he can't see through the front door? I think he just wants to prove he can. It's just like a First Amendment auditor thing. Hey, Morantz, how's it going, bud?
All right.
That's what we're trying to do. You can talk, we're not, you can talk to Paul.
Okay, I'll talk to Paul. Yeah, he might be able to help.
Oh, hey, Korax, how you doing?
Because yes, sir, you were in the courtroom that day when they told me I could have got permission to record in the lobby. Paul, yes.
Did you just call someone scrub unironically? Holy shit. Goodbye, stranger. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise.
These guys jog
Are you
my
recording
memory.
now?
I am recording now.
So you know you're not supposed to record and you're going to seek.
Have we considered suffering this through VHS Vault Day? Let's see what it is. Eye for an Eye. American fictitious court show comedy series that was presided over by personal injury attorney Akim Anastopoulos. Let's see. What? The nickname was meant to characterize the judge's severe and eccentric sentences dispensed to guilty parties on the program known as paybacks. Oh boy. Judge Extreme Akim. That sounds pretty funny. I will save that. Give me a sec. Save that to... There we go. Thank you muchly.
Permission.
Well, it says I'm allowed to record, and how do I get permission then? That's what I'm here to check
Well, the
out.
first thing I'd like you to do is step outside because you're not supposed to be recording, but I'd love to have that conversation.
So what rule is that you're telling?
You can tell Morantz is a big gamer because he uses the term noobs in 2024. Noobs. Good God.
Tell me.
Same one that I told you 100 times.
Sorry, YouTube chat stuff.
83.8? Is it 83.8?
Not off the top of my head, I don't know.
So you don't even know?
I don't even know. That's crazy.
That's crazy. I know. So how do I get permission?
So you can file something in writing to the clerk's office.
Oh, good. GME closed out below $20 again last Friday, or this Friday. Nice.
to get permission to film in the lobby.
Sorry, I'm being petty. I don't
As
really
you
give a
step through
shit.
those doors, you're not supposed to record.
So I know, I get that, I understand that. So I'm asking, because I was told there is a process to get permission to film in the lobby.
Anything that deals with rules in this courthouse, I don't deal with those rules as far as making them, creating them. All I do is enforce them. So when the clerk's office, the judges, they get together, they make those local rules. We don't make those. All we do is enforce them.
Correct.
So
there's a procedure, though, correct, to get permission?
Honestly?
Because that's what I was told.
I assume, right?
Well, can you find out for me?
Well, no.
Because it's security's job. It says in the rule that security is supposed to get...
Morantz, I'm aware that they have like $2 billion cash that they raised off of you guys. I wish you luck. They finally have enough money to be something other than GameStop, which is honestly the best business decision they could make. Good luck.
Yes. Do you want me to pull... I mean, my phone's in the car. I can get the rule up.
I'm not going to argue over it.
I'm not arguing. I'm actually talking about the rules.
A complaint on me because I am not going to go.
I'm not trying to.
The rules are. I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to file a complaint on you.
I'm not going to do that.
That's okay. That's fine. So I am asking. You don't know of the procedure to get permission to film the lobby.
I'm going to assume that you would go through the clerk's office.
You're going to assume but you don't know for sure.
That's correct.
That's all I'm trying to get on the record.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So.
You're the first one to tell you I don't know everything.
Well, I'm just.
Yeah, Morantz is a meme stock guy. He stops by on days that aren't meme stock days to annoy me.
Question.
And I always fall for it because I'm a noob.
That's all I've ever been doing here, and you guys act like I'm breaking the law, apparently.
You were.
No, those are rules.
Okay.
They're petty rules.
I'm pretty sure you lost your case in court.
And there's appeals.
Okay. So for now,
you do understand. That's what I'm here for. No, it's a rule. There's no law. There's no law. What's the
stocks are their business now, Hannah? It's true.
Law.
The most profitable thing they've ever done is selling stocks to people who don't know better.
It's okay.
No, there's no law. The law is the Constitution.
I agree with that.
I am the Constitution.
Well, I wouldn't agree with
You are not. You don't.
I definitely am not the Constitution.
Of course not, because you don't abide by the words on paper.
No, that's not true. Of course I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Your own prosecutor said they were just words. This stuff's just words on paper. So what does it mean?
That doesn't mean I don't abide by the Constitution. The Constitution allows institutions like this to set up these rules.
So you're not allowing me to record under a rule that you don't even know what it is. You're saying I'm not allowed to record in it.
Too many times I don't know off the top of my head. I don't want to misquote myself.
So you don't know the rule.
You realize you're doing the exact same thing with Morantz, the bored cop dude is doing to this moron? Well, there you go. Metamodernism for you. It's layers. It rhymes.
The laws. What's the law against recording in public? Is that a constitutionally protected activity?
Absolutely. Why? That's why we're doing it out here.
It's not a public building.
It is.
It's not a public forum. It is.
Not all of it, Morantz. I think some of it was probably bought by institutions hoping to hoist it off on apes. So.
It is a public forum.
Welcome. And this institution is set up.
Again, why don't you show up on meme stock days? Like literally the days that we would talk. I feel like you do this. I don't even know why, but it's very consistent. Please don't. Please come on meme stock days so we can actually have a conversation or something.
Rules that don't allow it. Don't ask me why, how, don't know.
I just want to get, I'm trying to get permission. I'm trying to get permission and follow the rules, but you don't even know what they are.
I said go through the clerk's office.
Well, it's strange that you and security don't know how this process works.
Well, I said go through the clerk's office.
I'm going to go through the clerk's office.
You're live during those times? You're live every time I do meme stock days? That doesn't even make sense. I don't have a set schedule for it, so you don't even know what days I do it. What the fuck does that mean?
I am going to...
Why can't you see his chats? They're on YouTube.
Go through the clerk's office.
The exact way to do it.
I'm live during those times. What times, Morantz? I don't have a set day for it. It's just when I feel like it. You're saying every day in the future? That I don't even know what days. That's insane.
Right. And so, would you be surprised if I told you that I was already up there before and the clerk said there is no process to get permission to film in the lobby or corridor?
So the issue should be the person who told you that there is.
Captain Squid says, I mean, for a lot of apes, I'm not sure they have other interests. Their whole life and personality is bound up in GME. That's fair. If I had tens of thousands of dollars wrapped up in an investment like that, especially one that was based on vibes, I'd probably also get a little obsessive, so I get it.
There is a process.
The judge? Yeah, so you're saying, so you said the judge is wrong. You're saying the judge is wrong, basically.
But I said if they said that, then that's the issue, right? That's your issue. That's the conflict.
That is the issue. 100%. Obviously, and then there isn't one. So what? The problem is, I can't record it when I'm up there talking to the clerk. Correct.
Yeah.
So
a lot of contradictions like that in life that. You know,
there's a lot of contradictions like that in life. Is a good thing to keep in the back pocket for conspiracy theorists.
So that's why I guess I have to bring a witness.
Absolutely.
So then maybe we'll have to do some sort of sworn affidavit or something like that and do all that. But I appreciate your time. Yeah, no, that's all. I'm just here to abide by the law and uphold the Constitution and enforce the Constitution by being the Constitution. So you should try to be the Constitution a little bit more.
I'm not going to be the Constitution. I abide by it.
Words on paper don't enforce themselves.
I love the fact that you're trying to exercise your rights here. All I'm here to do is to make sure that people can do that peacefully. And you can try to change the rules that are in here. That's your right. I love it. I think that's what we're here for. When I'm out here and I have my security guard,
have I ever not been peaceful?
I'm not trying to push people away. I just want to make sure that it's safe.
Have I ever not been peaceful?
You've been loud sometimes, but not.
So
it's true. He yells.
So in abrasive, but have I ever been violent or destructive?
Not to me. Not to me. I've always appreciated the fact that you guys come here and do what you do.
So and it's me.
Out here. I don't appreciate it when you come into my lobby, but.
Well,
because then I get yelled at.
Right, and so you get yelled at because you don't believe that this is constitutional what they're doing. I get it.
What does he even mean, be the Constitution? He means uphold it, but he's trying to imbue it with some sort of like spiritual significance of you can be the change you want to be in the world, be the Constitution. You know, he's basically saying follow your role in his perception, his belief of what constitutionality is.
A lot of you don't believe in this. Even the prosecutor himself, you were in the courtroom, he said, I think we should open it up to the public for recording. I do believe in transparency and accountability, but you can't say that and then not do that and be that and allow that.
God damn, Morantz, woof. Your Trump supporter card's coming out with that message you deleted.
I personally don't believe
Careful.
That you should
you try and cover it pretty well most of the time.
In this building I think as soon as you step through the door, you're subject to screening because there are people not like you, but there are other people that want to cause harm to this institution just for what it stands for.
For what it's worth,
Morantz gets the award for waiting the longest to say something transphobic to me out of the GME people. So, good job, Morantz. Took months, but we got there.
This security checkpoint is too far in.
I agree.
I think there should be a checkpoint where, because there's other parts of this building that are not court related.
Oh, you deleted it? Okay, thanks, Altfact.
There's a lot of things in here that are not court related. And you can't access that side, which is not court related.
Technically a different building.
Correct. But how do you access it?
I don't even know.
Through here.
Yeah.
The only way to access is through here. So you're forcing us to access through this court and go through this court screening process when that entire building over there is not part of the courthouse.
Frank, you're making a lot of sense to me.
I thank you. Appreciate that.
And I appreciate it. I like the fact your witness idea. There is a rule that prevents you from doing that, but there's still.
You don't know what it is.
Your witness.
83.8.
83.8. Thank you. I was going to say 83.
Took me forever to remember that.
83.8. That's why I can't remember them all.
Sure.
So
Morantz, I can literally see it. I can literally see it.
A witness is a great idea. I want you to get what you need to get. I want you to.
I can see deleted posts because I'm a mod, and so can the other mods, dipshit.
You're going to do to exercise your rights, absolutely. You just know the rule for the lobby, and hopefully you can change that someday, and you can come in with other recording.
Oh, I will. Believe that.
So,
I still got 3 more disorderly cases to run through. Plus now it's a whole different question in the courtroom, and so this is another thing. I have to try to get a receipt for my phone from the clerk, even though we know DHS is the one that took it. Even though you held court security, who has jurisdiction in the courtroom when the judge is in the courtroom.
Oh, gotcha.
The judge?
Well then, sorry, Morantz, if that's not what you meant.
Judge. And she didn't charge me with contempt, but then the witness in the case...
Can you confirm that, Korax?
...yanked my phone out of my hand, and they told me to leave, and he kept the phone and told me I had to get a receipt from the clerk.
Okay.
Morantz, we know you're a Trump supporter, so it's not that hard to believe that you're also transphobic, so it's fine. Chill out.
And so...
I'm not an attorney, I don't know anything about it.
I'm just saying, so you said that the judge has authority, so the witness in the case...
Doesn't mean that other people don't.
What about, and you do, and the court security do, right? Because you back the court security in that moment, correct? Well, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where the jurisdiction and who has authority, because I don't believe a witness in the case has the authority to come over while there's like 20 of you guys in there, court security, CSOs, and U.S. Marshals, and then the witness comes over, and when the judge says hold him in contempt, I'm waiting to be held in contempt, and then they said just leave once they let this guy steal my phone. So that is a whole...
Okay, I'm done with Yelly Guy. What else? If anything. We did Cataspinda. This guy looked interesting. The Quan's thing is too long, so I'm probably going to hold off on that. Doo 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 doo. That'll be a good use of your time, Morantz, I'm sure. No, we did that one. This is pretty brief. We can do this.
YouTube friends and family, your boy the Bad Wolf, you got it right. All right, so thanks for checking in. I appreciate all of you guys, the donations, the subscriptions, the views, everything, comments. Awesome sauce, guys. Definitely appreciate it. That being said, let's get right into this. We've got lots of stuff to cover. So for these people who say that, you know, oh, my birth certificate, my social security cards are not bonds, my marriage certificate is not a bond. Okay, you guys, we're about to disprove that right here. All right, so I'm gonna...
This video is how much money are you exactly worth to the government via social security number, birth certificate, bonds, etc. So this is one of those people that's a sovereign citizen that thinks the government sells you as a bond on some sort of secret international market.
Go ahead and apologize to you guys because I don't have my social security card or my birth certificate and all that stuff with my bond numbers on them because I just sent it off to get my final passport. So, but I wanted you guys to get a jump start on this. I've already done this. I just came across this information, so that's why I wanted to just go ahead and have you guys do it so that you can see it for yourselves, all right? So behind me is the website Treasury Direct, okay? So down in the link description...
I'm sorry, when you say you vote for Ted Cruz, do you mean you did like a write-in for Ted Cruz on the presidential election? If so, that's fucking hilarious. Are you just talking about in primaries?
The link for this, if not, you're going to want to go... Sorry, I'm going to be kind of do this here like this. So... You're going to want to go to Treasury...
Your marriage is a contract. Your marriage contract is certainly a contract.
Direct.gov, okay? And you're going to want to go to the Tools section or task, little bar up there, tab, rather. Once you go there, you're going to find...
Maybe he lives in Texas and is voting for a senator. See, that would be a non sequitur, though, because him voting for Ted Cruz has nothing to do with him not voting for Donald Trump.
Section that says...
Like, I don't understand. Ted Cruz sucks Trump's balls? I don't understand.
Calculate...
What the... point is? See, this is why it's annoying when Morantz shows up, because I get my ADHD, I can't compartmentalize, I get all off track.
Or the value of your paper
savings
bond.
And that's the point, I suppose.
And it'll say get started, you go through it that way, okay? If not, if you want the direct, it's treasurydirect.gov /BC/SBC PRICE, okay? And that will take you directly to this particular page with the calculations on there. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, as you see, so basically you want to find out what you're worth to the federal government, what that piece of paper that, you know, your Social Security...
Yeah, I think his MAGA hat thing said make GME great again or something. It was clearly a pastiche of a Trump hat at minimum. Skifazoa says, vote for Biden. I'd agree. The only other option is way worse.
Or birth certificate, things of that nature. You want to see what that value is. What are you worth to them? All right. So when you get to this page, you're going to take that red or black number that's on the back of your cards. It might be on the front left corner, might be on the back. You'll see it. You've seen it before. It'll be red and black. All you're going to do is put that information right here where it says bond serial number. All right. Once you do that, you're going to put the issue date in there. The issue date is...
It said make politicians fear again. That is what it said. You see how that's very Trump coded, right?
The month.
Or at least far right coded.
And the year you're...
But whatever.
You're born. So for me, you're going to go 04//1976 or whatever year you were born, okay? Just like that in that format. In the denomination, you're going to put that up to 10,000, and that'll show you everything below that. Because if you start off with like $1 or $5 or whatever else, I'm sure...
This guy's terrible. All right. Let's see what we can do to chill out before the end, shall we? Before the end of the stream.
Do you know me? I travel all over the world.
Just a hat? Mm-hmm. Just a random red hat that signifies one of the most, shitty people to enter politics in the last century.
Do you know me?
I've not seen Skinamarink yet, no.
I travel all over the world. And the underworld, too. Constantly searching for new dreamscapes to invade.
I did see Trump get booed at the Libertarian Convention. I don't know what he was thinking on that one.
Believe it or not, some people still don't recognize me. That's why I carry this. And this Friday, I'll be traveling to your neighborhood in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
A good one.
I'll be looking for you. So you'd better be there. Now, up next, it's the Divinals.
It's Divinals. Oh, I love the Freddy Krueger MTV stuff. Hmm. I don't think we had any other delete. Not driving, he's trapped. I watched some Columbo parody things for a cleanse on the patron-only stream. Fuck it, I'll do another one of those. This one was good. I watched this on the patron stream.
One more thing, sir. You said your favorite games were Celeste and Fallout New Vegas? Oh, nothing strange about that. I mean, I personally had a brother-in-law, well, sister-in-law now, who loved those games. Funny, you also wear the same green Triforce shirt. I hear that one's popular. See, it just got me thinking. You work out a lot, and you got this beard that any man would be jealous of, but, and pardon me for saying, you don't look very happy. That also
Morantz, stop insulting people's physical appearance in the chat, please.
got me thinking that you only seem
Be a goddamn adult. You're older than me. Act like it.
to play female avatars in video games. Now, why is that? Now, sorry if this is an invasion of your nice house here, but while I was using your bathroom, I saw the laundry hamper had a pair of these in it. Now, why would a cis guy like you be owning a pair of these?
I don't get this, but someone will get it. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you'll get it, I guess.
I'm so sorry to bother you, Mr. Strife. It's my wife, you see. She loves Avalanche. Can't get enough of them. That Jessie lady, wowzers. She's a real hero. Anywho, I better be going now. Oh, just one more thing. You said you were a soldier, correct? Served with Sephiroth himself in the incident at Nibelheim. Now, I don't mean to say you wasn't there, Mr. Strife, but it's just that there was no soldier first class named Cloud Strife at Nibelheim that day. Seems quite fishy to me.
I love Columbo. How about you, Morantz? Do you like Columbo? Columbo's a good show. I think we should all agree with that. That's what we can all agree on, is Columbo is fucking awesome. And if you disagree, you're wrong. And that's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
I'm sorry to bother you again. I'm probably making a pest of myself, but I don't think I caught your pronouns. Sorry, it's just my line of work. I always try to know everything about everyone. You know how it is. Oh, they, them? Oh, you're non-binary?
That person's Columbo impression isn't as good as the last guy. You never seen one episode? I'd recommend it. Check out Columbo. Murder by the Book, good place to start. You could start with Prescription Murder, but I'd recommend starting with Murder by the Book. Pretty fucking good. Why did we never get Scooby-Doo meets Columbo? Right era. Same era.
Wait, you have ACA.
Your pronouns are buy and hold. How's that working out for you? Come on, man. You can't set me up like that. That's not fair.
The display name, which is very agreeable nowadays. What would ought to be?
Are you transitioning to a broke bitch?
And killings done by those with a badge. But you have a very large folder.
Unironically, though, you'd probably like Columbo. Everyone likes Columbo. Columbo's good.
Dirty pictures of Officer Judy Hopps. What's that about?
Okay, I give up.
RoboCop. If Columbo were anime.
This is quite a place you got here, Mr. Hashimoto-san.
I've been very fortunate, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, Lieutenant.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you.
You swear I'm 50 with this Reading Rainbow references? First of all, Reading Rainbow was on in the 90s. I'm 30. Second of all, Reading Rainbow is for books, not TV shows. Very confused.
No trouble at all, Columbo.
Just one more thing.
Jesus Christ. Unironically, Morantz is not very good at comebacks, which sucks. I don't even like getting into stupid internet bullshit fights like this. No one wins. It's just annoying. But, like, if you're gonna do it, Morantz, come on, man. Let's raid VC Archives.
The sidewalk?
I hope everyone has a great night. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't have electrolysis tomorrow. We're doing a cookout, so, you know, I will be doing some Memorial Day stuff. But after that, we will be back with probably VHS Vault. Maybe something else, though. So, yeah. Cool beans. I'm typing. If I was talking, you'd be done. Probably be quicker. Yeah. Alright, I'll see y'all later. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Morantz. Check out Columbo. You too, Korax. Columbo's good. You also will like it. Everyone watch Columbo. And one more thing. Say hi to VC Archive.